Yes, people, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. As always, people, make sure that you lot are smashed up the likes. Make sure that you lot are subscribing to the channel. It's now rolled to 20k people. You know what I mean? We've got over 100 people here as well. We got rants every single time for the raid. I can see the same faces I see every single week. You know, big everyone up. We've got TTM here. Peer, I haven't even checked if Peer's here, but I'm sure he's here already. Yeah, he is. He's here already as well. We've got a good show, good panel today, people. Right now it's just myself, Couch, Ads, and Robert, but Jimmy should be here, AJ should be here, and Andrew, Winner Surfer, should be here as well. But first of all, what's the man them saying? First of all, man, Couch, what are you saying, bro? You good?
Yeah, man, all good. Chelsea win. I had my little man's birthday on the weekend, so nothing could really derail that. All the same, you know. So everything good.
Big up, man. Big up. How about you, Rob? What you saying, man? A lot of heat on your ass. A lot of people will be messaging me. Yo, say, oh, we're going to talk about Shirley Carter today. They're on you, bro.
No, I'm good, man. I'm good. You know, got a nice W. Got 3 points, clean sheet, and we move. You know, it's funny how people always come and meet, say, "Oh, talk about him when he has a poor game," but when he plays well, everybody is just quiet and everything. So, but you know,
it doesn't happen at all.
I'm sure we'll talk about everything.
Exactly that. It don't happen very often.
Let's keep going.
And I will talk about it. We'll talk about it for sure, man. Andrew, what are you saying, bro? You good?
Yeah, I tell you what, that was a really stress-free game on Saturday. I was really surprised. I expected tougher done. I got with our recent run. I expected. I know they've got an awful record. We talk about Spurs' record, but they've not beaten us there since 1994. Just for anyone else, and
mad.
But they have snatched a few draws though along that way. Do you know what I mean? It's not like Tottenham where they only they get a draw every 8 years or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It's like I expected a tougher exam. There was parts of it. We'll explain later. There was parts of the game in this first half that was a tough examination, but I expected tough. And to be honest, we should have scored more.
Yeah. And to be honest, we left with a clean sheet, but the game could have gone differently as well. You know, big up replay here as well. You know, you got Jerry here. You got Sean here as well. Big him up, man. Ads, what you saying, bro? See, you've got your French kit on. This guy was telling us he's got it on for particular right back.
Yeah, we'll get into it, but I'm in a good mood, man. Again, I'm doing well. Life's going good. It's always better when Chelsea win, which we actually did this weekend. So good feeling. I'm in a festive spirit, and I can't like a stress-free, normal win, professional, and then I manage out to do a little bombshell in there just to make it Chelsea again. You know what I mean? It's never Chelsea about some drama, but we'll get into that. 100% people, man. But listen, if you want to go get yourself similar looking tops to Ads, make sure that you lot go check out Jersey FC Soccer Shop. It's not just Chelsea kits that they've got on there, people. They've got a range of vintage tops. You've got all the United kits. You've got the Arsenal kits. You've got the vintage AC Milan, Juventus. I actually got myself some Chelsea ones from I think 1997, 98. I told you lot last week, innit? So I'm just waiting for that one to come. So I'll put it on when it's here so you lot can see what it looks like. But make sure you go check them out. Don CFC at checkout, people, to get that 20% off. Perfect Christmas presents if you're here shopping for your brother, your husband, your boyfriend, or whatever. You know what I'm saying, bro? Make sure that you lot check them out. But let's get straight into it. Let's talk about the game first of all, man, because it's a jam-packed show today, people. So make sure you lot are subscribing. Let's talk about the game first of all, man. Couch, I'll come straight to you because listen, like Andrew said, for me, for the most part, I felt like we were the better team. I felt like we deserved to get the goals that we scored because the quality in the finishing from Gusto, the play that I was seeing in terms of Gusto inverting into the midfield. Because before the game, obviously the lineup came out, and I made a comment in the group. I said I'm getting bored of not seeing Santos. I said I'm getting bored of consistently seeing Gusto and Reece starting together. Because for me, how I'm looking at it right now, I want to see Santos starting more games with Reece in the pivot when Caicedo's not there. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, Gusto inverting into the midfield, it works. You know what I mean? It worked. He was very tidy on the ball. Off the ball, he was fantastic. He comfortably got man of the match for me. The pass to Palmer's goal was amazing. You know what I'm saying, bro? Again, off the ball, he was brilliant. Neto was good in this game as well. And like Andrew, like we've already spoken about, Garnacho, the missed chances, bro, was a bit mad. You know what I mean? And to be fair to Everton, listen, they had some chances themselves. They had Ndiaye that missed. They had Barry. To be fair, Sanchez made a very good save actually for the Barry chance. You know what I mean?
Who else was there? They had Grealish in the second half as well. So they had some chances, but we walked away with another clean sheet. Sanchez has now got 8 clean sheets, the same as Real, which is mad because our defense is meant to be atrocious. You know what I mean? So it's one of them games where it's like, I'm happy to get the clean sheet, happy to get the W couch, but we're gonna have harder games, bro. The likes of Newcastle coming up. But what did you think of the game for you, first of all, bro? How was it for you? What would you say impressed you about the game?
No, I think the tempo first and foremost was good. We're popping around quite effortlessly, especially after we scored, which is, that's how we play. And you touched on it. We talked about it in the group chat about like Reese in there, versus Sanchez versus Santos.
Santos, yeah.
Yeah, and I just think there's proof of concept. Like, we don't have to argue about what works and what doesn't work anymore. We've seen Reese play in the midfield and be more than mildly effective. He's been actually really, really effective, excellent in there, I would say. So there's no reason to keep restating this. Oh, Reese in the midfield, Reese in the midfield, Reese in the midfield. We've seen what it's done. I've gone on record many times saying that I don't like Gusto inverting. I don't like him there, But to be honest with you, again, proof of concept. In some of the biggest matches that we've played so far, Gusto has been inverting and he's been playing extremely well. So we can't continue to go on with this narrative about things that we don't see in training, and we don't understand we don't understand how the application is going to be put in. Like, for me, I can only really vilify a manager for lineup selection after I see how it's being implemented, right? And for me, I don't think that Maresca's play. He's done enough. There's enough proof of concept in the last little while to suggest all of the selections that he's made, including Enzo Fernandez in the number 10, which for me, again, I see holes in his game all over the place, but there's no denying to me that what he provides in this Maresca system is still one that is one that's useful and can be relied upon. Now, the idea of trying to get Santos in the game, yeah, there's going to be opportunities for that. I just don't think that he's at that level yet where he's an evergreen in the side. He's going to get into the team. There's going to be good games. There's going to be bad games, and you guys consistently continue to go on. The 1 performances that you see, the 2 performances that you see. When Maresca sees these guys week after week, day after day after day, he knows what he wants from the side, and we have to start giving him a little bit more credit for making the right selections, as opposed to like vilifying him when after the fact it goes wrong. Like, there's proof of concept in what he's trying to do here. There's proof of concept. We've seen it work at the highest level. But yeah, aside from that, again, I think that the tempo was good. I think that we popped it around pretty good. There was a good ideation on the pitch. Obviously, the return of Cole Palmer is massive. I think Jimmy touched on it in his post-match where he's talking about how you have your number 10 directing things, orchestrating things for his goal. That's exactly what we saw. He's telling these guys exactly where he wants the ball to be played because he's seeing it 2-3 moves ahead. That's what we've been missing the last little while. We don't have somebody that can see moves 2-3 and ahead. Like, your number 10 is supposed to be that. And there was a return to that today, like this understanding of, okay, if this gets played here, it's A, B, C. This is the movement that we're trying to do here. And yeah, it was good to see. Good to see overall. I thought defensively, again, solid. Chalaba, some timely blocks. Fofana being what I've always said he was, the stalwart in the back, our best defender by far. Cucurella got in a nice duel with Ndiaye, won some, lost some. And again, Gusto, man of the match. Like, what more can you say? We can talk about, Garnacho. I'm sure there's going to be a hot button topic amongst the group here. I've said it many times before. I don't need to see this guy to know that he's not the standard that I want to see on the pitch time and time again. I would much more rather see guys that are younger get those opportunities, just based on the fact that, I would rather see them grow in the role rather than see, Garnacho just stink up the joint time after time after time. But, there's another time. I'm sure that we're going to get into the debate on that and we'll see where that goes. But overall, really excited about what I saw. Effortless performance on the pitch. 2-0 at half, shut it shop. Simple.
No, yeah, you made some good points there, and I'm with you on certain things, Couch. Like when we saw the Barcelona lineup, and I saw Neto up top, right? I literally said in the group, I said, bro, I understand why he's done it. The high line, he wants to exploit the high line. I can see why he's done it, right? But at the same time, I don't think it's unfair to, want to see Santos more often with a Reece inverting, for example, from right back. Because when Reece plays at right back, we've seen him invert multiple times. You know what I mean? And for me, Rob, I'll be honest with you, one thing that I've said about Gusto inverting, when he inverts in the pivot, he's a lot more comfortable than when he goes into the pocket further up the pitch, right? When he's receiving the ball from the 6 or whoever it is in that pivot, and he's got his back to goal, he's not as comfortable on it. Whereas when he's got a bit more time and he's receiving the ball, he can see the pitch, he's got a bit more time to think. That's when I think that he can actually, he seems a little bit more comfortable. Further up, man, he's not really great there. And hold on, Jim, before you come in. I hope he improves in that position because I see some of the shooting, some of the passing there ain't great. In this particular game, it was. But what's your take on Gusto? Because I feel like this season we're gonna be seeing him more in the midfield.
Oh, yeah, you think so?
I've been a fan. I've been speaking about the importance of Gusto in this team, especially when he starts for months now. Like it's Couch alluded to proof of concept. When Gusto starts in the Premier League, we just don't lose. We win. The only draw we have is against Bournemouth, right? We concede less and we score a lot more. But just whether he plays the 10, whether he inverts, whether he stays, he overlaps, whether like Gusto's presence, his tenacity in this team is something that we lack when he's not playing. It's not a coincidence that every time he starts, we win the game, right? Bar the Bournemouth game, every time Gusto starts, we win the game. I don't care what position he's in. His counter press is excellent. People obviously, on the ball, he's not gonna be Reece James on the ball. But his tenacity, his counter pressing, his runs that he makes consistently, like his ability to his recovery pace, is absolutely paramount for It's like another Cucurella. It's like Cucurella on the right hand side, right? Just not he's not as good on the ball as Cucurella, but his tenacity, his counter pressing. When both Gusto and Cucurella are in the team, we are. Defensively we are much better, and even offensively we just score more, and we shut down the opposition even that much better. So for me, every time the lineup comes, if I see Gusto in the starting lineup, I am more confident. If I don't see Gusto, I'm less confident. That's just the way it is for me.
There's no doubt about that. He's been barking about that from the beginning of the year. So I'll give you that, Rob. You've certainly been holding that Gusto flag and been like running that agenda from time. So props for that. For real.
No, 100%, bro. 100%, man. Listen, we've got over 200 people here as well. Let's get to 100 likes real quick, people. You know what I'm saying? But let me come to you, Jim, because obviously, we was going back and forth about it in the group over the weekend about the decisions that Maresca's been making and some of the things that we want to see and some of the things that we haven't been seeing. What's your take on the decision to be playing Gusto in the midfield, bro?
I don't have no problem with it. I heard the other day when he put him on, everybody had a problem with it because we lost. That's what I heard. Oh, we needed a goal and we put. I don't ever want to see it again. The reason why I laughed when you said you don't mind Gusto in the midfield as long as the double pivot. Nah, nigga, nah, don't switch up. You don't want him in the midfield at all. You said it. You said you're tired of it. You said you don't ever want to see it again. You said you don't ever want to see it again. I remember it because you asked me how could I defend it, and I said because I seen it work before against PSG and Liverpool. He was like, "Oh, I don't care about that. That's only two." So you didn't invert against PSG, bro. You said you didn't want to see him in the midfield. I don't give a fuck if he invert, outvert, revert, little Uzi vert. It's in the midfield. It's the midfield. So like, don't use semantics. It's the midfield.
So Gusto inverted against PSG.
When Reece James play in the midfield and we don't win, y'all crash out. Niggas crash out. Oh, well, yo, Jimmy, you agree with the manager? Yes. Jimmy, oh, you're not going to shit on the manager? No. Why? Because I seen it work before. So I'm going to go with the manager. That's all. So, like, the reason why I get like this is because when it don't work and I agree with the manager, y'all say you're with anything the manager say. But then when it do work, then y'all like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, oh, you don't get to get on this side now. You don't get to join the side that you just bashed. How'd that go? You get to play both sides? That be the thing. Y'all get to play both sides. When he plays them in the midfield and it works, I need y'all, the same ones that yell about it not working, to come out and be like, yo, oh, this shit worked. I was wrong. It actually can work. But y'all don't do that. Nobody never does that.
You make some good points, Jim, and there's a lot that I agree with, right? Let's go back to the Gusto point a little bit, right? Because what I've specifically said is when Gusto's going into midfield, I think he's personally, this is what I think from what I've been watching him. Yeah, I think he's more comfortable in the pivot than he is further up the pitch. When we played against Atalanta and he came on off the bench, he took up that position where Enzo was in the half space, broski, right? So he was a lot closer to the goal. He wasn't really in the pivot like what he was against Everton the other day. Yeah. And Gusto last season, even in the pivot, there were certain times where he was, bro, if you go remind yourself of the game against Betis in the final, he got to get, I'm pretty sure he came off at half time because he was stinking out the gap. He even cost us a goal. Yeah. So how I look at it right now, Jim, I love the fact that Gusto is feeling more comfortable when he's inverting into the pivot, because I do believe that as the season goes on, Maresca will play him there more, right? But at the same time, Jim, I can still have a preference in who I want to see in there. Yeah, it's not to say Gusto can't play there. That's the thing that you're missing it. It's not to say that Gusto can't play there.
Yo,
but if I'm taking off, hold on, let me land because I'll let you talk. Yeah, if I'm taking off Enzo Fernandez and I want to bring on an attacking substitution, I am not bringing Gusto on in that position, bro. That's the point that I was making against Atalanta. I wouldn't have made that sub, right? I would not have made that sub.
That's cool that you wouldn't have made that sub, and I can understand that. But don't make it seem like that's the reason we fucking lost. Because y'all be like, oh, he should have brought in. Y'all be like, oh, he shouldn't have brought in Gusto. He should have brought in Santos. Well, I just watched Santos go clean down the middle of the fucking pitch by himself and hit the fucking hot dog man in the head.
Yeah, it might not.
But nobody's gonna come out and say that, and that's not me bashing the player. That when shit like that happens, that should go to you and go, you know what? That might be the fucking reason why he didn't come in when I thought he should have.
Yeah, but Jim, who would you rather?
Esteval came on, and what did he do? Ran up the pitch, held the fucking ball. He ran up the pitch with the ball and ran all the way back to the half line with the ball. Pass the fucking ball, you big head fuck. But he's not allowed to be criticized.
Actually, he lost the ball. He lost the ball. He got criticized for that, bro.
No, my point is when I criticize that, y'all say shit like, oh, you doing too much. Fuck out of here. I'm doing what I do for every player. He's out. Moment.
Wait, but Jim, the point is though, who would you rather, Jim, yeah, in front of goal? If you had to pick someone to have a shot on goal, who would you rather? Santos or Gusto?
Right now, it don't make a fucking difference.
Let's not do that. The answer is Santos. Let's not do that.
The answer is Santos, and that is the point that I'm making, Jim. I would rather see Santos.
Hold on. Yeah, go on. What is this? The problem is we're looking for. You know what? I don't need. That's a whole nother subject.
No, you know what? I'm gonna come on that.
We're looking for goals from fucking Santos and Gusto.
Yeah, and not even that. Not even that, Jimmy. Not even that.
Go on, Couch.
We're talking about people getting into the good positions to get into to score goals too, right? And for me, right now, Gusto is occupying the better areas on the pitch than Santos. So when you're talking about who you want to see in those positions, that's only part of the argument. Yeah, I'd rather Santos there, but he doesn't get into those positions as readily as Gusto does. He doesn't recognize when he needs to be there. So that to me is still just trying to figure that stuff out. He's still young. He's still figuring that out. Positioning not always there. So yeah, there's reasons for this stuff.
I hear what you lot are saying. In it. And for me, with Santos right now, let me come to you, Adzia. With Santos right now, I think he hasn't had the greatest start at Chelsea so far. Like he's been a bit, in and out. There's certain games he's come on. He's played as a 10 against Forest, I think it was. He's played further up the pitch. He's played as a 6 against Burnley. There hasn't been any real consistency for him to really get his foot into the team. Now, I know he was shit against Leeds, but he wasn't the only one, right? Because last season, when we were talking about Santos coming as the midfield depth, no one was putting Gusto ahead of Santos in that midfield pecking. You know what I'm saying, bro? Yeah? And I know Jimmy's seen a lot of Santos because me and him bought stocks from early. You know what I'm saying, bro? So that's where I'm looking at it, and I'm like, you know, we got to find a way.
That's my favorite young player of all the young players we got. But I don't give a fuck if you I criticize all the players, bro, the same. Like, I've been
criticizing Santos too, but I'm just saying.
My thing is, when I see the mistakes Santos make, and when he don't come on, I don't lose my mind because I realize, okay, that might be some of the reasons he's not coming on. I watch it, I see it. But people tend to ignore the negative from the players they like. And I don't like none of these fucking players enough to I don't have no affinity for no player like that until they retire. I'm just gonna be honest. I criticize players like fuck until they retire. Then I'll be like, you know what? I'll give you your flowers. So y'all be willing to give players, certain players, y'all give passes for shit. I don't. Yeah, I judge what I watch, bro.
Same.
I judge what I watch. Like when y'all ready, y'all throw the age in. When y'all ready, y'all throw like I ain't trying to bring up a whole nother suck, but like the Enzo thing, I hear people talking about, oh, he's knackered. Man, knackered. I say don't play more than him.
We'll talk about him in a sec. Like
the excuses. Like I ain't with that shit, bro.
Let me read the super chat. Let me read the super chat, Jib, and then I'll come to you, Ads. Yeah. Big up Brian for this. He says Palmer and Caicedo FC Mascara is a mid-level gaffer. Ads, man, what are you saying about this whole, you know, midfield situation right now? You know, clearly Maresca likes Gusto in there and he likes Reece in there, bro. What are you saying about it, man?
Yeah, I think it's clear that Maresca likes what he likes, and I like what I like, and I like Santos. Again, Dom, you were there when we were talking about Santos versus Leslie back in 2023 when he joined and all that, right? Like, I was a big fan of what he done in pre-season, and I'll be honest, this season I've been very underwhelmed. He's been quite poor in a lot of games. The Burnley game was great. The Bayern cameo was good, but I can't remember too many other like really good performances. Again, let's not forget Brian.
In the Club World Cup, he was coming off the bench and doing
well.
He
was great in the Club World Cup. He was great. Him, Neto, like those guys went up another level in the Club World Cup, right? That was quality. But again, like I can remember the games like Brighton where he gave away the goal, which pretty much cost us the red card and everything, right? So again, this isn't me just now slagging off Santos. But just like you, Don, I want to see more of Santos. But again, I understand this manager. He likes what he likes. He likes players who have understood the system and you know are more just well versed in what Maresca ball is. And again, it's not like I feel like Gusto's better than Santos in the half spaces, but I feel like he's more accustomed to doing it because he had all of last season to essentially flop there. Again, he was so bad last season that people wanted Gusto sold. This is the same Gusto that, you know, filled the big boots and the big void of Reece James for a whole season under Poch, and he was excellent. And, you know, even up until September this year, there's certain man on this panel that was saying sell Gusto. Same people that are big and
that's
funny.
Yeah.
Again, I always ask when they ain't playing good. Oh, you mean get him the fuck out of here? I'm not without that.
That's always
One thing I learned about football is very year to year, this bro. If you playing shit, I ain't got time, bro. I don't know. Maybe I ain't buy. You know what it is with me? After that last transfer window, I totally checked out of this project. I checked out. I totally after that last window, bro. I don't have patience for none of this garbage. Like, it's just like win now or fuck you. That goes for the man. That goes for everybody. Like,
so when you
fuck you.
Don't let me, because I let you guys go off.
Go on.
Again, same way that Jimmy, you're onto fans about, we don't know better than the manager. Obviously, you fall into that same boat too. And if you're gonna be of the opinion that when things are this bad, sell everybody, whatever, I don't care. Like, you can't see that. You can't do that.
I ain't say sell everybody. I ain't sell everybody.
You have the opinion of somebody like Gusto. Look what Gusto showed us in his first season. Again, this is a quality player. For me, I always preach patience. Give certain players time. I'm not talking about all players because we'll get onto a certain winger that needs no more time at my football club ever again, right? But again, with someone like Gusto, I feel like you just got to give the guy time. And again, I'm happy for him because again, it's just proof of concept that, you know, opinions can change. Performances can change. He's been a lot better this season, and credit to him because I wasn't a fan of him playing in the half spaces, but he was quality. And again, there's a reason why man's wearing the French shirt today, bro. When Chelsea win big games, I wear the Chelsea shirt, but when players perform that good, I wear their nation shirt, bro. Because, bro, it wasn't Malo Gusto, it was Malo La Bill Gusto, bro. Like the way he was doing the assist, perfect slide rule pass, perfect. You know, the goal. Love that finish. And brother, this guy was doing switch balls on his left foot. Like, when do you see Maresca doing that? You know what I mean? Like, bro, it was a crazy performance. So big him up for that.
And that's why for me, Adzia, when people were trying to say like, oh, he's not good in build up, I think me Couch, we've said this before. You've said this before, where he's not good in build up. I'm like, bro, I remember that first year well, yeah. And what stuck out to me was like, bro, one thing about French guys, especially guys that are homies, yeah,
here we go
from France, yeah, they remind me so much of the London brothers because they you know them French guys that are churky and they techie, the cage ballers. Gusto was like a cage baller in that first year in build up. Him and Palmer, the relationship they had in build up was so good. So when I was seeing him last season, every time he's getting the ball, just blowing up, I'm like, bro, like this is not the Gusto that I was watching in the first year, bro. But at the same time, I literally said this in my review. When I'm looking at the right back market, we are blessed to have Reece and Gusto. I'm telling you, yeah, because the right back market is not good. Yeah, you've got Livramento. City tried to buy Livramento. Right now, they've got Nunes playing there, and they've got Rico fucking Lewis as the backup. Right, you've got Liverpool right now. They're struggling with Bradley and Frimpong. Yeah, it's only Arsenal that have good backups. Like they've got Timber, they've got Ben White. You know, I'm looking at other teams. I'm like, bro, like we've actually got a guy. Gusto goes to so many teams in the Prem that are in top 6 teams, and he starts. You know what I'm saying, bro? He starts for them, and for us, he ain't even a guaranteed starter like that. You know what I mean? So when people were trying to sell stocks last year, I'm like, bro, like Gusto's a very good player. That first year, the amount of ops I would talk to, Ty, Man United fan, bro. My West Ham friends that played Leon a few years ago, they're like, yo, you lot, why did you lot have to get Gusto, man? That's all I used to hear. Why did you lot have to go get Gusto, man? You know what I mean? So I'm just praying that he keeps this up.
100%. I feel like he will. Again, for me, I'm going to just continue on the point of just patience. I like to give certain players patience. And listen, we're all going to have opinions. We're all going to have takes. Some of them are going to land. Some of them are going to miss. And we just got to be accountable for what we say, right? But again,
I'm with you on that, Ads. 100%.
I'm with him there. Give him patience. On the point about Santos earlier, I'm going to give him patience, even though I've been very underwhelmed so far with his start. And also, I don't feel Maresca's utilised him as well as he should have, because we're seeing certain midfielders dying out there on the pitch. And certain midfielders need rest. But again, I'm going to give him time. Also, Joao Pedro, I'm going to give him time too, even though he's been stinking up a bit lately. I don't think he was that bad against Everton, but again, someone like that, I'm going to give time. So again, my point to everybody, just give certain players patience. They deserve it. Other players, certain left wingers, they don't need patience, but we'll get on to that.
No, we're going to talk about that now, people. But listen, we've got over 300 people here. Make sure that you lot are following all the man them. Make sure that you're subscribing to all the man them. Make sure that you're liking the show as well. We haven't even got 100 likes. We're sitting on 94 likes right now. So make sure that you lot are smashing up those likes. This is Garnacho sort of conversion, Andrew. You know what I mean? Let me come straight to you about Alejandro. You know, because bro, you know, when we're speaking about this guy, because people think I just agree with everything.
Here we go.
One of the main things that I said, Andrew, in the summer, if you guys remember, in the chat, I said bringing this guy in doesn't make any logical sense when you're getting rid of Madueke, because him and Madueke is the same problem. You're going to be bringing in a guy who is shocking in front of goal. Now I'm talking about the finishing, broski. I'm talking about the finishing. Yeah. I said the finishing, this guy, he might put up numbers, but Andrew, he can honestly score even more goals if he could finish. He is one of the worst finishers I've seen. Yeah. So bad at finishing because his movement's good. He's got very good movement. He knows how to get him behind. But his finishing is horrible, Andrew. Yeah. What did you make of his performance the other day, man?
I mean, I don't want to be a hypocrite because it's what I expect because he's a rubbish player. So I don't expect anything different. For me, that performance, you might as well have just put him in a red shirt because that's the performance I've seen at Manchester United for the past 2 years. He missed an open goal. And by the way, it wasn't a snatch shot, Don, or he was like falling away. He placed that shot. It was a placed shot. It wasn't even like a smash and hit. He placed that shot. And
it was mad.
It was mad. And you know what? That second one as well. It was a great pass by Sanchez. It was a great run by Garnacho, first of all. Mm-hmm. Good first touch to get him in that position.
Oh, who made that pass? Who made that pass again?
Sanchez made that pass.
Thank you.
And it's a good run, and it's a good first touch to get him in that position in front of the defender, so the defender could only really like foul him if he was going to do anything, right? So he did everything great, but then I don't know why he just lofted it over the bar. It was like he hit it. It was like one of those things when you accidentally misjudge a volley and you hit it on your shin instead of your foot, and it goes way over like that. It was atrocious.
He was judged it on his third touch. Like,
yeah,
how do you judge that?
It wasn't even. I don't think there's not. You know what? I can't even give him a benefit of doubt. There was no bobble on the pitch. You know, sometimes you get those bobbles on the pitch before you.
Yeah.
Like
no. Honestly, the benefit of the doubt is that he's shit. Let's be real.
Yeah,
he's
well,
not.
no. I just want.
This guy is Timo Werner of attitude, bro. I'm sorry.
Let me. Yeah, that's.
I'll let you go.
I would say this. My point
we'll let Rob respond.
My point is this: my bar for Garnacho, is so low that you would have to literally get a submarine to dive underwater and dig it to find the bar for this guy. He is atrocious. Okay, he is atrocious, and this isn't me backing anyone else. This is focused on him. I expected this of him because I've seen him done. This isn't like getting like someone like Gittins in from another league and seeing if he can adapt. This guy's been here for 2-3 years, and he's living on a bicycle kick away at Everton. That's his reputation that he's living on. Okay, he's an atrocious player. If he didn't have speed, he'd be lit. I don't know what he would do in the game. I literally. If you ever seen Mighty Ducks 2, right? There's the Mexican hockey player who gets in. He's got speed, but he can't stop until right at the end game when he shoots and scores. This guy hasn't got anything. If I was in support of Argentina and he put on my nation's team shirt, I'd be ashamed because he is absolutely rubbish, bro. I know. As just mentioned about giving players time, I'm not giving this guy time. I'll tell you why. I've seen it. And usually, I just don't know what to say anymore. I don't want to go too overboard because this is what I expect him done. This is the kind of performance he'll do one good thing every like 8 to 15 games, and everyone will big it up. But it's a waste. His acquisition this summer is a waste of money and a waste of a squad place in this team. He is a truly atrocious winger. And you know what? This will.
We've got to let Rob respond, Jim, and then you can come in. Don't worry.
It's not why Rob got to respond.
Let me finish.
He's not talking. Yeah, we all did. No, whoa. Why Rob? If you're gonna talk how we feel, and then Rob can say what he wants. Let me Rob.
At your point.
Let me just finish. Let me just finish. I'll just start off with this. This guy truly makes me miss Mudryk. That's how this guy is playing.
Mudryk's better than you. Mudryk's better than you.
Yeah, well,
Mudryk's better than you. I'm sorry.
I honestly, I actually, do you know what? I prefer us to play with 10 men when he starts on the pitch.
Yeah. Okay.
Now you're moving
Do
back.
you know what we're saying about Gusto? Put Gusto on the left instead of Garnacho. I think we'd have a better result. I think we would.
I do want to hear from Rob because Rob was bigging up this guy. He's going to be the best winger for the club of this season and all this talk, right? So, like, I want to just
at least 10 goals, at least.
He said all this, and I want to hear what Rob has to say because, again, man, know where I stand. I'm doing a countdown until January the 1st, bro. Again, right now, let me see where we are right now.
What just happened?
Well, you just kicked
Rob did some Congolese good there, bro. He did some Congolese good. Jim, say what you wanted to say, and then we'll go to Rob.
Yo, nobody can tell me that with the same minutes and same time, Tyreek George couldn't do better, or the same thing with Garnacho. Nobody on this fucking planet can't tell me that. And I said that before we signed him. I said, can you guys look me in the face and tell me what he offers more than Tyreek George? And y'all know what y'all said to me? Prim proven. That's what y'all said. I asked for talent, and y'all said prim proven. And then and he came and he showed me since he been here. If Tyreek George had the same time, same minutes, same amount of chances, his numbers would probably be the same or maybe even better. Because he's a better finisher. He's a better finisher than Garnacho and Gittins.
Tyreek might have even scored a fucking hat trick. The chances that he got the other day, bro. You know what I mean? Like Tyreek is a much better finisher than Garnacho. Garnacho finisher. Let me come to you,
excellent finisher.
Let me come to you, Rob, because I remember go on, couch.
I'll be back.
You'll be back.
Yeah, the prosecution hasn't rested yet.
Yeah, we ain't rested yet.
No, we need to hear for the defense. Come on, Rob. Come on.
I'm telling you, Rob, yeah, because in the summer I was telling this guy because he kept going on about the movement. I said yes, but what happens at the end of the movement, right?
Elite
What happened at
comebacks.
the end? I said to you, Rob, I am traumatized. I've got PTSD of the amount of pathetic finishes we've had in this team. Guys like Jackson, guys like Madueke, right? Let's not add another one. I kept saying this to you, Rob, right? And you kept saying, no, he will do well here. He will do this. And I said to you, Rob, I agree in terms of the GNA. He helps contribute into teams. I hear that. But his finishing is not good, Rob. I told you this, yeah? And that the other day was another example of the fuckery that I was talking about. Because even last season for Man United, bro, I remember a game against Tottenham. He's in the box. The ball doesn't even go on target. It's Vion. Yeah, you know them ones. Vion. The ball just traveling away, bro. That was what happened. Yeah, it went out. I don't even know where it went. Yeah, Rob, what have you got to say for your boy? Because surely you can't defend that.
Can I respond without jumping
bro.
in and interrupting me? Right?
Oh, go on.
Let's go on. Let's go on mute.
I didn't think he had as bad a game as y'all are making out to be, right? Because again, maybe we analyze football differently. Maybe we see football, in different light, right? But again, I will profess by saying this: Garnacho is 21, right? What Garnacho has is, for me, something that you can't coach and you can't teach. Right? People are saying, "Oh no, you can put Tariq George in those, follow those chances." Tariq George is not getting in those chances. Tariq George is not running in behind like Garnacho does. Tariq George is not pressing.
Why not? He don't got feet. He don't have legs.
Jimmy, I didn't interrupt you. You went all over.
Let him land, Jim. Let him land.
Right? Garnacho's ability to make those runs in behind. He was a constant threat in behind. Against the Everton backline. There is the reason why the Everton right back did not venture forward once, because he was petrified of Garnacho's pace. Right? Again, people must say he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything on the pitch. But for me, Garnacho was a contributor to how much space the other players got in that game. Right? You can say, yes, he had a poor finishing. Could he have finished better? 100%. Could he have done better when he got into those positions?
No, explain the space.
I'm
asking you to explain.
Let me finish. And then once I'm done, you can ask me the question. Right?
Yeah, let me finish.
Right? The position that Garnacho were getting in is what I was for Garnacho coming in. Because I didn't think we needed another winger who's too ball dominant. You need a winger who's good at making runs in behind, and that is what Garnacho brings, right? Could he have finished better? Yes. Could he have been more composed in front of goal? 100%. But for me, his runs and the constant danger that he posed at Everton backline, I didn't think, I thought people went over the board by saying, "Oh, Garnacho was absolutely," like I'm just saying, absolutely atrocious. I thought for the team, he had a decent performance because he was a constant menace against the Everton backline all throughout the game. Again, I will say this: that's what he offers. Can you coach him into better finishing? Absolutely. Can you coach those runs into Tariq George? I don't think you can. And that for me is what I like about Garnacho. Right? He can improve. Just like Gusto last season, when people were saying, "Oh no, sell Gusto. Gusto is no rubbish." I said, what Gusto has, you can't coach. That tenacity, the ability to press, the ability to make intelligent runs, what Gusto have, that you can't coach. Once Gusto becomes better on the ball, as we've seen this season, all of us are like, "Oh, Malo Gusto." Once Garnacho, and I believe he will improve his finishing. Once Garnacho improves his finishing, yes, we're gonna be all here again. Mark my word, we're gonna be all here saying, "I'm glad we have Garnacho." Your question.
So let me, Jim.
Wait.
You come in, Jim. Come in.
He told a straight lie. He told a lie.
He told many, actually.
O'Brien, what position did he play?
He's not a right back.
What position did O'Brien play?
Right back.
So how the fuck was he scared to be attacked? He lived in our attack. He was not scared of no fucking Garnacho. He had like 9 crosses, Rob. It was him one-on-one with Cucurella all game. So how you gonna sit here and lie and say he was scared to come forward? He was forward all game.
Was he overlapping in the eye?
Overlapping in the eye. That is how Garnacho was able to get back because they wasn't scared of his bum ass.
Oh my God. Okay. All right.
Yo,
he's got a point.
Where was O'Brien?
He watched the game differently. I saw O'Brien being hesitant to going forward too much because of Garnacho's spacing behind.
How many crosses did O'Brien have in the first half, bro?
He had, Jimmy. I don't care about how many crosses he had.
Because you're fucking lying. Because this is not an opinion. Yo, this is what y'all niggas do. Y'all take shits that's fact and make it an opinion. No, it's a fact. O'Brien was
just because he had 9 crosses doesn't mean he was attacking too much. He was
going up. He was going up.
Could a right back put in a cross if he's not attacking?
Rob, they were doubling up on Cuckoo, bro.
I agree. There was a period of time. In the first half and the second, there was a period of time when Everton was up in the ascendancy. Everton was up and was dominating. There was a period there where they were attacking, right?
No period.
For the most part throughout the game, especially when we were in possession, O'Brien was staying too far behind. And
the fuck he wasn't. Okay, no, he wasn't. I remember I kept saying, who the fuck is this O'Brien? I kept asking myself, who is this O'Brien dude? He looked like fucking Dan Burn.
He kept going.
Who is this O'Brien?
Let me ask you a question I'll ask you in the summer, Rob. Do you believe that Garnacho's finishing will improve with Maresca, Rob?
100%.
Yes or no?
A manager cannot improve a player's finishing.
When though, Rob? When is the time scale that you're giving? Because you already know this club. We've got Quenda coming in already, right? Like it's cutthroat. You know, Garnacho. If you don't improve that finishing quickly,
it is cutthroat. Yes, it is cutthroat. I admit, yes, and it better happen sooner than later. But we see with Maresca, players don't improve overnight, right? It took Gusto a whole year. It took Neto until April to improve under Maresca. So it will, will it take him time? Yes, but will he improve? 100%.
How long do you think that will take though to finish? Because I'm sorry, that whole just look at the fundamentals of the chances. Look at how he's missing these chances. He's not got his body under control, right? His body's leaning back all the way. That's why the ball's even going so far. He's not composing himself. I don't think he's even looking to see where the goal is. I think he just gets him behind and he's thinking of celebrating before he even scores.
Why do we?
Hold on, Rob. He's thinking of celebrating before the ball even goes into the back of the net, right? And I even said to you last season, because Staffy was like, "Oh, his technique is shit." I said, Garnacho knows how to strike a ball. The problem is the technique that he uses when he strikes the ball, right? I don't know what he thought he was doing, and even for that chance that he got. Bro, Pedro's right there. You get an assist. Pedro is literally right there. You just play
right
across.
There.
You get an assist. You know what I mean, bro? So again, that's just
some shit that would have been goal of the day type of shit, hero ball type of shit.
You know what I mean?
Play.
And what makes it worse, Jimmy, is the first goal we scored. He scores that second goal where he missed. Yeah, bro, the game changes. That was so quick, bro. They could have scored, Rob, and the game changes completely because he missed a big chance.
I was so scared after he missed that chance. I was so scared. I was like, yo, this looked like one of these games where you had a chance to take a step, but thank God they held it together.
100%, bro. Let me read some of these super chats because we'll move on to Enzo next because he's another talking point as well. Big up Sean, he says we should have got Cherky the baller instead of 49. Bro, I don't know about Cherky left wing, but I don't know about Cherky left wing, but I was saying getting Diaries.
Cherky anywhere, bro. Cherky anywhere, bro.
I kept saying go get Ndiaye, man. Ndiaye is a baller. Big up Nines. He says Quenda is a young Liao. Garnacho is in trouble. Yeah, man. Quenda in front of goal like that. I don't see man skying it consistently like that. To be honest with you, man. We'll bring up the other ones. There's some super chats here in regards to Maresca. But big up Omar. He says, Don, how many 90s has Reece completed? In my opinion, we need to put Reece in those positions that Gusto takes, and we are looking at 15 GA from right back. Time to trust Reece James, bro. Omar, my thing wasn't take Reece at the middle. My thing was play Reece with Santos in the middle, like. And then Gusto can come off the bench or whatever. But Gusto improving in the midfield, it helps the team because I think that Maresca will use him more. Even though I would prefer Santos there, I can see Maresca using Gusto a lot more in the midfield, innit? You know what I'm saying?
Reece is not making like that second goal we scored. That's no longer Reece. Reece is not starting the attack and then continue to make the runs all the way into the box. That's no longer Reece.
Bullshit.
No, can you do that? Yes. But
bullshit. I don't know why y'all limiting Reese when I watch him midfield just command the whole fucking game.
Moresca's the one that no, you see Maresca's the one that
don't tell me that's not
Maresca. It's not me, it's not you, it's the coach.
Yeah, but you just talking shit. You talk about what Reese can't do anymore. You said he can't do it.
He can't do it consistently. He can't do it
Where
consistently.
the fuck is the proof of that?
Long. What?
Where is the proof he can't do that consistently?
His hamstring get broken every time. Last time
what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Every time
he hasn't been injured for a year. What are you talking about?
The last time he was doing that consistently, his hamstring broke.
Yo, his hamstring. Man, you know what, Rob? Whatever, man. You just be saying some dumbass shit, bro.
Let's go for the rest of the super chats.
Reece James can't make that run. Fuck is you talking about?
Reece
all throughout the game, bomb back up and down.
It was one run, man. You talking about Reece James can't make that run? You sound crazy. Sound crazy. Don't tell me nothing. Yeah. Reece James could do anything on that pitch. I ain't trying to hear that.
Let's quickly answer this question. Brian says y'all wouldn't like to see Cuckoo and Gusto overlap. Andrew, I'll come to you for that question, bro.
Yeah, I would like to see that in when the game plan isn't going the right way, when the wingers are isolated. But that depends on the game, right? Do you know what I mean? Like the game against Everton, we really didn't need to do that because we were controlling it that much. Like game away at Bournemouth, certainly. Do you know what I mean? Game against Leeds, certainly. Do you know what I mean? It depends on the game if the first game plan isn't going. Right. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'd run. That's where you would have more of a Gusto at right back than Reece James, because Reece James, you know, doesn't seem to do that much more, and I'm fine with that. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. I'm sorry, Andrew. Mr. T wrote it. He makes those runs for England, motherfucker. He plays right back for England. Don't tell me shit about Reece James can't do.
Yeah.
You don't even talk about what Reece James can. Don't ever tell me nothing. Reece James can do any fucking thing he want on that pitch, and he's shown it. And it's
in the final third, I don't think there's a debate about who's better either between Gusto and Reece. Gusto's only just trying to learn that.
Nobody said that whatsoever.
Let me read this one as well. Then we'll move on to Enzo. Big up John. He says this scrub Robert was chatting shit about Lampard being overrated, and now he's gaslighting up about.
Now you in here back in Gucci.
You done yourself. How can you go for
you done yourself, bro? You done yourself. You done yourself.
I can't save you on this one, right?
I still know what I said. I can't be saved. I'm not backing from it.
Boy,
we don't need to hear that shit again, bro.
Let's focus on.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on to Enzo.
Number 8. Current number 8.
We're gonna move on to Enzo now. We've got over 300 people here still. Let me see how many likes that we're on, people. I think we've got over 100 now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we've got over 100 people. Let's get to 100 and let's get to 200 real quick. In fact, yeah. Let me come to you, Ads. Let's come to you first of all. But look who's back.
you know, draw me back. I'm still.
Look who this guy.
He's waiting for this.
No, hold on. You know what drew me back? I was on the YouTube channel, and I saw some comment about how Rob's a scrub for having like dissed Lampard in favor of Garnacho. Like I saw that and I was like, yo.
Bro, I have to come to couch first for this, Ads. I'll come to you in a sec. Let me come to couch. This guy's been waiting for this conversation, and him and Jimmy as well. They've been loving it. And Jem's not here today, but obviously, hopefully, Jem can watch the show.
Number 8, yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about Enzo's couch, man. What have you thought about Enzo? Is it tiredness right now? Is it just he's not good enough? What is it for you, bro?
I don't know. I think the truth lies somewhere in between. You know, there's no doubt he's played a lot of football. Like we can say that much. But at the same time, like I'm seeing like wayward 5-yard passes. I'm seeing like passes into space that can't even beat the man. You know, like we're forgetting like we were on the break against. I'm only dealing with the Everton game because like we were on the break against Everton.
Oh my god!
And he played it right into he had space left and right.
He played it right into the
defender.
The one place you couldn't play it, that's when he played it.
Exactly, and that happens often with this guy. When I say often, if it happens one time, it's too many. If it happens 2 times, 3 times, 4 times over the course of a season, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. You know, like for a player that is supposed to be, you know, secure in his possession, great on the ball, that happens way too often. Way too often. You know, we don't even have to harken back to the couple games ago where the exact same situation around the break, and he's over hitting passes to the goalkeeper and stuff like that. Like it's crazy to me that we can actually have a player that we spent 105 million on because we think that his quality on the ball is, you know, of an elite standard, to see him misplace passes like that over and over again. Now, we were just in the chat today, me, Don, we're talking about you know, Caicedo, and you're killing Caicedo for mishitting 2 passes. You know, he passed it 95%. He passed it 95%, 4 or 5 long balls. And now you're saying that, you know, like that Caicedo's a better passer than Enzo. So what is Enzo's strengths then?
I still think Enzo. I still think that's one of his strengths.
You know what I always find myself doing when I'm cussing him?
Hold on, Jim. That's why I cook him even more. When I see man making pathetic passes, Couch, I'm like, bro, Enzo, you're better than that, man. Like, that's why I cook him even more when it comes to the shit passes I see from him. But go on, Jim.
Whenever I'm in the moment cussing Enzo, I always end up yelling, what does he do? Like, what the fuck? If he's not scoring a goal or getting us like
which is crucial. Scoring goals has been big. He was big last year.
But the stuff like his off the ball and all that, like there's players that's trash that do that better than him. So his other things have to be top notch. Like I feel like I'm just gonna be honest. Enzo don't work with Caicedo. Enzo and I feel like that combination don't work for me. Like I think we could do better for Caicedo. I think Enzo's a good player. I big him up and all that. I think we could do better for Caicedo. Enzo is too like when he's having he's just not my type of footballer, bro. He's unathletic. He has no he can't run. Like
you know what? You know what it is? It's like
he can't strike the ball.
When you think about like midfielders, midfielders we have at Chelsea, the names that come to mind of me are Essien, Conte, you know, Makalele, like even Mikel to a certain degree. You know, like these are midfielders to me, like strong in the middle, strong on the tackle. You know, get out in the break, make a difference there. That's the standard that I hold these guys to. Am I wrong? Am I the only one that feels that way? Like,
no, and I think people think when you say that means you think you're saying he trash.
No, I just think that
if I'm saying Real Madrid come by him, that must mean he can play fucking football, right? It's not like I said Everton come by him. I say Real Madrid. I think that's where I think he would look his best in La Liga.
Let me read this super chat. Let me read this super chat because it's time in this conversation, which is an interesting one. Like I said, Enzo's like Marmite to the fan base, right?
Yo, and after that one, read the comment from who is it? Rich Barb. After that.
All right, let me start that one. I'll start that one. Yeah? It says, big up CV. I'll just call you CV. It says, I'll take Tonali, Wharton. Fucking that spelling of Wharton's mad. Anderson, man said Anderson on you now. What type of remix is this supposed to? Yeah, even Gumades over Enzo. Jesus, supposed to.
That Wharton. Everything else, I'm cool. Nah, even the Anderson. Jesus,
it's an Anderson song. Anderson on.
I'm just curious. Give me a couch.
Anderson might be from Zimbabwe, blood. You know what I mean?
Give me a couch. Give me a couch. What did y'all think of Jorginho when he was here?
What did I think of Jorginho?
What was your opinion of Jorginho?
I like Jorginho, to be honest.
Huh?
I like Jorginho.
You like Jorginho?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what's the reason?
He's the complete opposite of what you just described.
I like Jorginho. Yeah, because when Jorginho in his role was still top quality. He was able to facilitate the offense. Like that's what he was doing. I can identify exactly why Jorginho was on the pitch.
Jorginho would take over a game
exactly why
and control the whole fucking game.
He's not strong. He's not strong in the tackle. He's
terrible in the tackle. You're right.
Yo, Jorginho. As much as I didn't like him, I watched Jorginho take 1-0 and make it and just calm me down. And I be there like every time Jorginho get the ball, he give it to me. Correct pass. Oh, take a foul. Slow the game down. Calming people down. Oh, relax. You, hey, come here, right here. Give me that. Give me that. I didn't expect the goal. I didn't expect him to run up and down and make tackles. I knew what I was getting from him. I don't know what I'm getting from Enzo game to game.
Okay, so
and that's why I always
what does he do? I'm never gonna give my opinion. You all here, right? So why does Maresca play every single game? 90 minutes?
That's not the case.
No, Rob. Before I give my opinion, because the segment was meant to start with me, and I've been patient. I'm just waiting here.
Yeah.
Go. No, I want to let Rob. Because I want to hear somebody else actually big up Enzo. Because I've got my take. Again, man, them know where I stand.
I see both sides. That's
I want to hear somebody give the pros of Enzo right now, because I want to. Again, I've got things I want to critique about the whole season. So I want to let Rob go. Let Rob go on this one.
Yeah, because for me,
man.
It seems like Enzo. It's become, he's the new scapegoat of the fan base. Quarterback. Every year we have to have one, right? Whether it's Mudryk, whether it's Sanchez, whether it's Disasi. Every year there has to be a scapegoat in the fan base somewhere. Whether Jackson was at some point.
A scapegoat
every year we have a
scapegoat.
Let him
a scapegoat thing though. That's a
was once a scapegoat in this fan base. We have to have one polarizing figure in Chelsea. For me, Maresca's style, Maresca's system, Maresca's tactics do not work without Enzo Fernandez. Whether that's on the ball, that's off the ball. Maresca's tactics do not work, without Enzo Fernandez. There is a reason why he said when he when he made the substitution, took Enzo out. Even if Enzo was having a poor game on the ball against Atalanta, there's a reason why he said we lost control of the game when Enzo was taken out, right? And so for me, Enzo is the one that provides stability. He's the one that makes the attack more fluid. He's the one that has to read what everybody else is doing on the pitch and goes and cover their position if they go out of position, or if the right back inverts, or if the wingers go inside.
Wait. When does he do that?
Wait. Let me respond, right? Because I've been patient on this one, and it's funny. Go on.
I'll come to Andrew as well. Bro, it's a polarizing conversation in the fan base. It's like I said, it's Marmite.
Yeah, of course. Again, it's funny because Rob is very good at finding ways to praise players in unique ways. Like with Garnacho, it's he made O'Brien petrified, and with Enzo, the system doesn't work without Enzo. Funnily enough, when Lavia was fit and available, we saw how Enzo was getting benched for Lavia. This was happening.
It's funny. I mentioned that recently, and that
2 games.
Creativity.
Lavia was fit. Yeah, when Lavia was fit,
2 games. Really.
Anyways, Lavia side, because we're talking about this season, right? This season, I've been very critical, and also I've praised Enzo when he's been good, like the Brentford game. Like Barcelona, I thought he was also really good. Liverpool, he was really good. He's had some really good games this season. Wolves was exceptional, right? That was like the Enzo from his first season, where I was really big on the guy. And I'm like, we spent 105 million on this guy. He's meant to be an elite passer, a World Cup winner. He's got that grit off the ball as well. But again, we're seeing him not show himself off the ball. Again, we're seeing him fade again physically. Because we're seeing right now proof of concept that this guy is not a player who can play 3 games a week. We understand this now. This is he can't do it. We're seeing Idrissa Gueye run off with this guy making firmer runs, and this guy Enzo is still in the middle of the pitch, and these guys are creating big chances off of that. Again, let's not act like Everton didn't create a lot of chances against us. They created a lot of chances, and we're lucky that Sanchez had a good game, and they were also wasteful as well. So listen, with Enzo, I'm saying part of that is on Enzo, because when guys are running off him in the midfield, that is Enzo's job.
Were they running off Reece as well, or not?
What do you mean? How come they wasn't running up? Reece was sweeping up everything.
Oh my God!
Put this with Enzo.
That's right. Again, scapegoat. He has to be a scapegoat.
I'm gonna lie my point, because again, Reece James on the ball, what he's doing is better than what Enzo's been doing recently. Let's not.
100%.
Let's not.
100%.
What is this guy meant to bring us as a £155 million asset? You're meant to be an elite passer. Again, I do think he's the best passer in our team. But again, like I've been saying, and me and Catch have been saying this from the start of the season. In transition, when we're counter-attacking teams, you're meant to be an elite passer. You should not be giving the ball away, fumbling our counter-attacks consistently. When we have road runners like Neto and Garnacho, if you want to utilize them to the best of their ability, Enzo has to be finding these passes in transition, carrying the ball. This guy is looking sluggish. We understand this guy is not good at carrying the ball. He's not good at in transition as well in terms of finding a final pass. So I'm sorry, with the money that we spent on this guy and his role in the team and how much he's playing, we need to get more. And I'm not saying that I don't want the guy sold. But again, I can see a world where this guy ends up at Madrid because he's not good enough for us. I can see that happening. So listen, Enzo,
he ends up at Madrid because he's not good enough for us.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. Right? This is the thing, though, Andrew.
Yes, that's a whole different league.
Madrid. Listen. One thing you're right about, Rob, is this system with Maresca, right? We've seen it when Enzo's deeper. I feel like he's better deeper on the ball, but obviously off the ball, it's a problem. And I feel like
exactly
in La Liga, he will suit that way more. And I think he's going to be a great player. He could be a great player for us. He could be a great player elsewhere. But he needs to buck up his ideas off the ball. And if he's going to continue to play higher up, I'm sorry, the final third passing, the transitional passing, it needs to improve. It needs to
finishing.
What I will say,
I give up on the finishing because we saw it for Argentina when he's going to international break, slapping in from 25 yards. You don't see that in a Chelsea shirt.
Yeah, man.
Shooting the ball is crap. He's crap. He's our worst. He shoots the ball worse than fucking Gusto. I swear to God.
Let me come to you.
Out of a ball striker, he might be scoring with his back, right?
Nah.
He took an open shot off of João Pedro in the box. That's all I know about what.
Yo, he pushed him down.
Literally.
Let me come to you, Andrew. Let me come to you, Andrew, right? Because this is where I sit with Enzo, bro. Yeah, Enzo came into the team when we finished 12th. For me, he was our second best player behind Thiago Silva. I thought he came in and played that Jorginho role quite well. His passing range was unbelievable, bro. Like the passing I was seeing from him, I'm like, yo, this guy's pinging it, zipping it, he's creating for people. People are missing. Then he had the year with Poch where he fell off. They had the hernia, and Poch didn't give a fuck about that guy. And, and he wasn't good himself and all of that. It wasn't good. I heard that the structure was shit, which it was bad. Last season for me, he was after he got dropped and he came back into the team. I thought he was very, very good, bro. Majority of the season, that's probably the most consistent Enzo I've seen.
Where did he play? Where did he play when he came back?
Bro, he played in the pivot. He played further up the pitch.
No, he played up in the attack. He was up more
in
the attack.
Exactly.
Box crusher.
Jimmy, I said that to Couch before, and he tried to tell me otherwise, right? Enzo last season was learning how to play further up the pitch in the pocket. That's where Enzo was.
Spicy McTominay, bro.
Yeah? So for me,
I asked you specifically where he played before he got dropped for Lavia, and then where he played after he got dropped for Lavia.
Before he got dropped for Lavia, he was still playing in that pocket, bro. Because I remember he was stinking.
So where was Lavia playing then? When he came in,
what does it matter where Lavia was playing? What does it matter where Lavia was playing? Bro?
Okay, all right. I'll let you land. Go on, man. Go on with your agenda. Go on with it.
We took out Enzo, right? And our creativity during that period dropped. He came back into the team. And he was good. He was good, bro. Yeah, and I was like, bro, I can't
even remember when the game with Enzo came back.
I even said, Couch, I never thought I would see this version of Enzo because start of the season, when I saw him playing further up, I was literally saying, drop him, play Dewsbury Hall, play Felix in that role. I would rather those two in that position, Santos in that position if we still had him here. Enzo was further up the pitch. Yeah. This season, Andrew, he started, slow, sluggish. He came back. I told you about the PLs and all this shit. He picked up a little bit Brentford, Arsenal. He had a good month, November, I would say, Tottenham and whatnot, right? But then now, he's back to shit again. You know what I mean? So the question that I've got for you, Andrew, right? Do you look at it right now as a Enzo's being rinsed out? He's being overplayed. He needs to be dropped to be rested, or is it this is what he is? Because people are now saying this is what Enzo is, and there's other people that are saying he's going through a rough period. Which one is it for you, bro?
Well, the last 4 games, he hasn't been good. We weren't having this conversation post-Arsenal game about him at all. Last 4 games, he's been not very good at all. I think there's people that's already made up their mind about him, like people in the chat, that you're never going to change their mind. When I see people in the chat saying he's never played well for us, that's just straight up lies.
No, that's a lie.
In the chat. It's just straight up lies in the chat. So
yeah, that's what guys like Reaper say. That's what guys like Reaper say.
Straight up lies.
That's a lie. He was one of our better players second half of last year.
Exactly. Yeah. Listen, I don't know. I don't really subscribe to the tired bit because when he was playing well, like Arsenal game previously, no one brought up the tiredness or anything like that. He needs to do better overall. Whatever you think about how he plays, he needs to do better. He's given the captain's armband. You know what I mean? When Reece isn't playing. So, but effectively, he is Enzo Maresca's leader on the pitch, right? He's against Leeds. He was absolutely atrocious. One of the worst on there. I listen. I don't know what his ceiling is or anything like that because it fluctuates, right? It's like our opinion. It's like the Chelsea fans' opinion of him. It fluctuates. It's normal. You know what I mean? It absolutely fluctuates.
Yeah, bro, it changes, bro. It changes.
It changes, right? Because I thought he played. Listen, I thought he played better against Everton than he had previously in the previous games, but that's not a very high bar, right? In terms of what he'd done previously, he played better. But then again, if he plays well against Newcastle and Villa, then the whole opinion changes of him again. Do you know what I mean? It just
and he loves Villa. He loves playing against Villa. He loves it.
I've been saying this for ages. I think the best way you get the best, whatever you think, whatever he can do, whatever, because he covers a lot of ground and stuff like that. I know he doesn't look like an athlete, but he does cover a hell of a lot of ground.
Oh, that's why I love getting games. I see how much he runs off the ball.
I've always said this: the best formation to get the best formation to get the best out of Enzo Fernandez is a 4-3-3, and you play him as the other midfielder, like the attacking midfielder, sort of like a Lampard role under Mourinho, and you get the best out of him like that. But we don't play that. We ask him to do the double pivot, whatever you think about it. I'm just really, if he goes, he goes. I'm just not gonna. I think it's like it's funny you brought up Jorginho, whoever brought him up, because I don't like Jorginho, but I ended up being one of his biggest defenders because he was always the scapegoat.
I'm saying
he was always the scapegoat. I ended up defending him, but with Enzo, I don't know if he's sold, he's sold. I don't think we need to bring up if Lavia plays. Lavia's just never going to play for us fully, guys. We just got to accept that. We got to buy.
Bro, forget about Lavia right now. Don't even.
Yo, let me just come in real quick, man, because like I think there's a couple things here. This is the issue. This is why people rain on Enzo the way that they do. It's because when you pay 105 million for a midfielder, you shouldn't be debating whether or not it's 105 million, whether or not he's worth that. Like nobody's talking about Caicedo. Absolutely nobody is talking about Caicedo.
We're
talking about Caicedo misplacing 2 passes and him having a terrible passing game. Like,
yeah, but
equate that. Let me just finish. Equate that to now what Enzo's doing, like game after game. Equate that.
Yeah, Caicedo's been sent off. Caicedo's been missing the last 3 games.
And it's like, oh my God, he's having a terrible passing game. And then we have Enzo who's doing it time and time again.
Yeah,
and we're like, oh, well, he must be tired. Oh, it must be this. Oh, it must be that. We would never debate. I don't debate. We wouldn't be open for debate Caicedo's price based on how he's playing right now. It wouldn't be open for debate if we saw Enzo consistently playing what we thought we were buying for.
Also,
you're not being genuine.
Before the last 4 games, people like myself and Cash, we were being critical of Enzo this season. We were saying these conversations. When I'm talking about classic in transition was an issue. That means I didn't just start the last 4 games. That's been an issue this whole season. And again, like Couch's point in saying, when you're of that ilk, when you're £100 million player, and you've seen Caicedo, Declan Rice, the pressure that these guys are under, you have to perform. When Caicedo first came into the league, came into our team, and he struggled at the start, he was getting huge criticism. That's why it took him ages to get any credit from other rival fans. So again, that's why we're on Enzo, because Enzo, sometimes he's here and he's great. And he's, last season, I think he was top 5 for chances created in Europe. So he has some good moments. Don't get me wrong, he does have good moments. But again, the lows shouldn't be as low when you're a £105 million player. That's the point.
I get that, and big up MUT says, "Hey man, this revisionism on Jorginho is nasty." Like I said, bro, Enzo is the. I've learned to accept that Enzo is the marmite. Enzo is the marmite of the fan base. Some people like Reaper absolutely hate his guts, and they say he's never been good for Chelsea. Whereas there's people like myself who big him up when he plays well, and I cook him when he's shit. And I've told you ads about his footwork when he's in transition. He can't do what KDB used to do at speed. He just can't do it. That's
a problem, though, isn't it?
Of course, it's a problem. Of course, it's a problem, and that's why I wanted a ball carrier.
Why is it a problem? Why is it a problem?
Because we get a lot of chances on the transition, bro.
Why is it a problem? Rob, answer me this. Why is it not a problem?
No. Yes. When we bought him, did you buy him as a transitional player? When you paid 105 million, did you buy him as a transitional player?
Yeah, absolutely. I bought him because I thought he was complete.
You watch Enzo Fernandez at Benfica and say he's a transitional player.
But he struggled deeper for us, so we moved him further forward. So now he needs to be more further forward. That's the whole point.
Talking about.
He's been doing more. What? He's been scoring goals and assisting further forward. What more do you want him to do?
So it's just about that now. It's just about that. You shouldn't be bossing midfield. You shouldn't be getting us more assists, creating more chances in transition.
He does.
Why is 105 million player constantly breaking down our counter attack?
So now we got a guy. What we basically bought is a luxury player. Then a guy that can only
he's not a luxury player.
The most ideal, optimal role he has to play. Let me just finish, Rob, because I get what you're saying now. You're saying that we bought a player that is a luxury buy.
No, we didn't. We bought a deep line playmaker.
£105 million. He can't play a 5-yard pass into space in transition because he's not able to do that. Because of that, right? Is that what you're telling me? Like a guy that can't knock a ball 15 yards into space into space. He can't do that.
Rob,
like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah,
like,
Rob, I'm not even
a midfielder can't knock a ball 5 yards into space.
Again, he's been asked. So, okay, this provision. Okay, I know couches of the opinion that if you brought in Lavia and playing next to Caicedo, we are better. Am I correct in making that statement?
I think so.
You think so? Who becomes the box crashing between the two? Because Lavia is atrocious about the box crashing.
So you think Caicedo can't do it?
No. We see. He has to be Lavia because Caicedo's a 6. Caicedo sits.
No, he's not.
No. If Lavia playing, Lavia sits.
No. Oh, so what does Enzo not sit? Because Enzo also is better at sitting.
No, he's not.
He's a better deep line playmaker. Is that what we got him on the court,
bro? He adds to the game on and off the ball. And again, on the point of Caicedo would do what he does for Ecuador when he's crashing on Brazil and Argentina, bro. He will play box to box, and we know he can do that.
Okay, so I'm just curious. What does Maresca not do that? Let Caicedo
be the box.
You have $105 million. You can't have $105 million sitting on the bench.
Yes.
No. I'm not
act like that's not a thing, Rob.
They sit deeper and dictate play like Jorginho used to do. Why does Maresca not do that?
Because we already went over this. He can't.
Why does Maresca not do that?
Why is it so hard to understand? The guy cannot defend deep. He gets dribbled past game after game.
That's a lie. You raised Jorginho. Jorginho could not defend deep either, but he was controlling the game from deep.
He was controlling the game, exactly.
Yeah, so drop down Enzo. Let him
Rob, that's disingenuous.
How?
Who's behind Jorginho?
What do you mean? Who was behind?
There was no one.
Who was behind Jorginho at center back?
Zuma one time.
No, that's not what we're talking about, Rob. When we actually won, Rob, when we actually won, who was behind him?
No, you can't just pick and choose when we actually won.
I want to fucking win.
Why pick the entirety of Jorginho's tenure?
I'm going to pick and choose Jorginho when he was at his best. He was at his best when he had two fucking good center backs. So
when was Enzo at his best?
Free actually.
I'm not putting Enzo to sit with those center backs.
Oh, when was Enzo at his best then?
Enzo, I don't know. Why are you asking me? I don't even like
You've never seen Enzo at his best at Chelsea then? Is that what you're telling me?
Why are you asking me? I don't even like Enzo.
The question here that Rob's asking, big up Shiloh, because this goes into what I'm going to ask next year. I'll finish up on this and then we'll move on to Maresca and then we'll finish the show. Big up Shiloh says, Enzo, the brain of Chelsea's midfield, deep lying playmaker, tempo controller, progressive connector, press triggers, build up structure. Jim, is it a thing where Maresca is not playing him in his best position, in the best role? Yeah? Or is Enzo poor as in a pivot? And is he poor further up? What is it for you, bro? Do you think Maresca's not playing him in the right position?
Playing him in his right position. I think.
So you think he's best as a deep line playmaker?
I think he's best in Spain. Get him the fuck out of here, bro. What are we talking about, bro? Like, I'm tired of it. And I'm not even an Enzo hater. You can find mad video of me giving him his props and all that. But I always was going off of kind of what I thought he could be. And like the reality is setting into me. Like, he's not gonna be that. Like, he's not athletic.
What do you think?
I was just about to go into it.
Okay.
He's not athletic enough to keep up with this league like that. I'm showing it. Like, I'm watching midfielders who's not even move to him, bro. And this Enzo is like,
Yeah, but the Jim.
That's all we see. Enzo on the ground. Dude. Whoa, am I lying? Is that not Enzo all day? You know what that is?
I've seen it a lot.
That's him getting fucking bodied. And he like, Why am I not getting? Because this is the Prem, bro. You don't get that here. We knock you the fuck off the ball. Go look at your own teammate. Caicedo kicks niggas off the ball.
Jimmy, let me say something.
Same treatment, but he can't handle it.
Let me say something. The past 3 games.
And it's like the word is out because everybody's doing it now. Before, everybody wasn't doing it. But watch now. They all knock him the fuck over. Watch.
But Jimmy, the past three games, yeah, he has been horrendous off the ball, yeah. He's been bad. Like second half of Everton, he improved a little bit, to be fair, even on the ball as well, right? But I'm not gonna sit here and act like I've never seen Enzo consistently win the ball back. Even last season, bro. Going back to last season when he was playing well.
Good.
Yeah? When he was playing well last season, bro, there was games where he had won the ball more times than Caicedo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, bro? How I'm looking at it right now, I'm looking at a player who's, you know, when the players are going past him right now, he's just doing this. And I'm like, Maresca, can we rest this guy right now?
Yes. I call it Ole.
Yeah. Listen, with Enzo, we're not saying that he can't win the ball back. He's a good counter presser. Again,
what's happening?
When you're deeper and there's a lot more space to cover, he's not as good at winning the ball back there. That's why he got pushed further forward, so Caicedo could do that work. When you have to cover the pitch and cover the area and win the ball back over 20 and 30 yards, it's harder than when you're having to counter press in a 5-10 yard space. That's why Enzo's winning the ball back more, because he's higher up the pitch. So
no, but even now, though, the point is, even now, I am seeing him pressing from the front, and I am seeing him literally I can clearly see that physically right now, whether people want to call it excuses or not, whatever. I watch a lot of Enzo in person, right? So I can try to work. I can work out when there's something off with this guy.
Yeah, you get to see the off the ball work when you at the game.
I can see it when the cameras aren't seeing it. I can see it.
Yeah.
He does not look physically fit right now, bro. He doesn't. He
and
just doesn't.
Earlier about why this guy for me is not a free game of week player. Again, Caicedo is a free game player. With Enzo, it's a critique, and again, it's not even an excuse. It's like, okay, but why are you not a free game of week player when you're 105 million?
105, bro.
But bro, the 105 million, you already know the context of that, bro. If we had signed this guy,
you can't blame him for his price. That's true. I always say that. You can't blame him for his price.
It was January, bro. We had to go down to 105.
Look at Garnacho, he's 40 million. You know what I mean?
But at the time, bro, market value, the receipts are out there. I kept saying, market value, Enzo is only worth about 50 million. I kept saying about 50 million, but we had to overpay because of, you know, what was going on with Rui Costa, January, and you know what I mean. We had to go and do that. You know, we had to pay above the release clause. But we got CHM. It says, not gonna lie, Caicedo does a better job than Enzo as the 8. Bro, long term, I want to see Enzo further up, man. But let's talk about a different Enzo right now. Enzo, who is very disgruntled at the minute, and you know, rightly so. You know, whatever I think of his management right now, the problems are bigger than him. You know, and I've spoken about that many times. Big up, who said this? A Telegraph. So it says sources believe Maresca has become fed up with having to explain himself internally at Chelsea, and that he doubts whether or not some of those in control really trust him, right? And he also stated that he feels really micromanaged at the minute. You know what I'm saying? Let me read some of the super chats before we go through it, because
my gaffer. Yeah.
They're speaking about Maresca. So big up CAA Mafia says sack managers when they underachieve, even if they won trophies prior. Chelsea DNA lives. None of you wanted Enzo before we hired him. I'm sure we can upgrade, right? Okay. And then big up Dayke. He says, big up Robert. Carragher doesn't see Maresca at Chelsea next season. The relationship between the directors and owners might get worse as the season goes on.
Carragher, no.
I don't. First of all, I don't take any opinions from a guy who spits at children from a.
I said the fuck Jamie Carragher would know.
Yeah, what would he know about it? Do you know what I mean?
Let me come to you, Andrew. First of all, bro, what's your take on what's kind of Maresca, man? Because I'll be real. You see, when I started to see those quotes, it took me back. You know, like what was that? That's so Raven. It took me back to Conte, the second season of Conte when he was miserable. I'm like, come on, I can't be going through this again. You know what I mean, bro? Yeah. What's your take on Maresca right now, man?
He would end up, whatever you think about it, he would. I want to put this. He would end up the loser of the battle, no matter what. You know what I mean? Whether he's right or wrong, because these guys have just got too much power in terms of the sporting directors, right? They hired him. They got Poch sacked, and rightly so, in my opinion. But they've just got too much power. Do you know what I mean? They've got brand new 6-year contracts on the back of Maresca's work, not their own. They are, you know, they go about internal solutions that they're just honestly,
they suck.
They suck. But then it's like I would say this with Maresca. I would say this is Maresca. You know, I like what he. I don't know what he. If it gets more and more like this, you can definitely see him going, right? In terms of like, even if whatever happens at the end of the season, you get more and more comments like this. I do feel that it's cheeky on them that if he is getting micromanaged, it's cheeky on them, because who's micromanaging them?
You know what the funny thing is, and I said this, I got vilified for this a long time ago, and I still stick by this. And I still think that this is something that is what the problem is. You're looking to build a team, a structure, you know, a complete structure of a club with people that have not won. You know, there's no winners here. There's no winners here. There's no winners here. There's no winners here.
So it's like
Maresca comes in now, and he's been told to listen to Win Stanley and these guys that haven't done anything in the game.
He's looking like, what the fuck?
Like, what are you talking about? You've never built a winner. You've never built a winner. This is the standard that Chelsea's at. We're at this standard. This is what we need at that level. And throughout the entire structure of the club right now, there's not one winner. Not one. And we're looking for, we're still holding them to this standard. So that's the problem for me. When you're talking about Win Stanley and you're looking at whatever the other guy's name, Lawrence Stewart, and you're saying that these guys are the ones that are building this team, building the structure out and all that stuff. And it doesn't matter about, about anything else. Like, who comes in underneath them doesn't matter because they're the figureheads. That's the problem. When we had Chelsea before, but when Roman took over Chelsea, don't forget it was Peter Kenyon, who was at United, that came over to Chelsea and built the structure for Chelsea, then fucked off. You have to do, that's what you need. I don't care where it is, whether it's at the board level, whether it's in management or elsewhere, or whether it's in, even the playing staff. You need winners, people that have won before you can build a team, build up the structure correctly. And
you make some good points. Go on, Andrew. Go on.
Even though, like you're right, because Arsenal bought in the guy from Atletico Madrid this summer. Even Villa bought in. I know he's left now, but they bought in Monchi for Sevilla, who won multiple Europa leagues and stuff like that, and bought in good players. PSG got Campos and stuff like that. I don't know why. I've said this before. There shouldn't be two sporting directors. Doesn't make any sense.
That's the weirdest shit ever.
Two sporting directors.
No. And you think it'll be even smart because they've got two brains. They've got two fucking brains to pick from.
My NFL team does not have two general managers. There's one general manager. Okay, NBA teams only have one general manager.
Yeah, nobody does two. Nobody does that.
He has two. These guys, like you said, these guys don't come from winning positions at all. They don't have anything on their CV that says they're a winner. Okay, like I said, they're only here because of Maresca's overachieving last season. That's why. They are all about their recruitment. Everyone they've bought since January 23 is either sold or on loan. That's how much of impact they've had. They've just wasted. They're part of the reason we're under the UEFA thing in the summer because of what they've spent and who they've spent.
I think it would more bowling.
But what I'm saying is this: they're part of it. The easiest transfers they ever do is just go to Brighton and get someone. Any other transfer, it takes
easy. 115 million easy.
Yeah, no. They have 3 months without any direct competition to sign Caicedo. 3 months to sign him, and then they only got their arse in gear when Egbardi became involved right at the end to get the deal over the end. They're just playing. They are useless. They are rubbish at what they do. Okay, they are poor. They should not be there. They should be working. They should be working for someone like Campos. They're not actually running this club. Okay. It's cheap that they get to decide they get to decide anything at this club. They're just, and I blame the owners. The owners have given them the 6-year extension as well for nothing. Why do they get an extension of 6 years for what? Why do they get that?
These man get they bust not too early, bro.
Some clubs do I can't remember the initial, it's an AGM or something like that. I'd love them to actually answer questions. I'd love someone to ask them a question. why do you deserve a 6-year extension for what?
What's going on here? What's going on here?
Why do you? What? I want someone in the higher ups, say Bali or someone else, to justify their 6-year contract extension based on what?
On what?
What?
6-year extension. Think about that.
The thing is, yeah. The thing is, this is what I'm saying, bro. I've said this many times because again, I don't want people to be getting because it sounds like I might be defending the owners or defending the SDs. Me, what I wanted, I would have signed Osimhen, Ndai, Rodgers, Guehi. That's the sort of signings that I would have made if it was up to me. But the reality is, we haven't got no control. Yeah, we are Chelsea fans, so when they're making these signings, we have to do our research. We have to think of ways to problem solve. We have to think, okay, how can we help this guy to do this and help do that? And how do we help Garnacho? How do we help that guy? We shouldn't be having so many of those conversations because we should be bringing in ready-made talent, ready-made starters.
Exactly. At least a couple of them.
I get that point. But at the same time, it's annoying that Rob's left now because he's always shouting, saying they're the best sporting directors in the world, yeah? But at the same time, Jim, at the same time, Jim, yeah, is it not fair enough? Is it not fair enough, yeah, to look at it and think, okay, Maresca's signed up to this job where they've told him you're going to be the coach, we're going to be building the team, you come in and coach the players, right? We kept getting briefed in the summer, Jim. Many people, but Fabrizio, fucking Simon Johnson, Ornstein, and that, they kept saying Maresca is involved a lot more this summer with the signings that are coming in, right? So now going into this season, bro, I'm looking at this period again, Jim. I'm looking at this period again because we've been going back and forth about it. And I'm like, okay, Enzo Fernandez is one of your key players. But like I've said to you already, physically, he doesn't look it. So wherever you think of Faku, wherever you think of, Esteban on the 10, wherever you think of these guys, at least they are not fucking physically tired right now. Yeah, so they've got an advantage already because they're not on the pitch running about tired. Yeah.
Why
so Jim, is there a fair enough take? Yeah. Is there a fair enough take on the other side of things? Hold on. Is there a fair enough take on the other side of things, Jim, that Maresca should be using the squad a lot better than what he has been? Because for me, in my opinion,
No. See, this idea that, if he only would have did this and did that, then maybe he would have. No, if they would have gave him what the fuck he asked for. He asked for a center back. That our main problem is what he asked for. There's no going around that. He asked for a center back. They told him no. What's the biggest problem we have in center back? That goes to them. They decided that they wanted Liam Delap. Did he co-sign it? I don't care because he don't spend the money. They chose Liam Delap. Liam Delap gave us no fucking goals so far. None. I'm not mad. I can't get mad at the manager that he doesn't have center backs and he doesn't have a fucking striker. Anything he do outside of that, I'll take it. It's not like we sitting in mid-table, or it's not like we fucking out of Champions League. And some of these games that people are saying he didn't manage well in, we got fucking red cards in the first 5 minutes. Red cards before half.
I think it's just his reaction to the Man United.
It's just like some of this shit is a little overboard. That's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with me. You say what you want. This is my opinion.
But Jim,
overboard. But his whole thing about being back, I guarantee you, it's about players that I want. What the fuck else a manager talking about? He ain't talking about nothing. Have my back and I got your back.
No, I think because it came off the back of 2 poor performances, right? And
exactly.
Basically saying that, like, the reason, like, again, I'm reading between the lines. I could be wrong, but I feel like what he was alluding to was the fact that they're nitpicking now. They're like, okay, well, why isn't this guy playing? Why isn't this guy playing? This, that, and the other. It's like, well, I'm sorry, they're shit to me. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, it's my job to pick.
Yeah, but
it's his job to win. It's his job to make decisions on the playing staff. Okay, that's his job. And when he gets it wrong, I mean, questions need to be asked. But nobody's commenting on when he gets it right. My issue right now is Maresca needs to just he's toting a fine line right now. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you're not going to win a battle when you're going up against the sporting directors and whatnot. You're just not going to win that.
He will never win that.
He needs to hold his nerve. He needs to hold his nerve and accept, and just be better in the media. Like, I think that we all agree that he's not very good in the media.
Yeah,
Like,
but y'all saying that about a player
his
who's
ability in
fucking
front of the
speaking his
camera,
fourth
like
language.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, but still though, irrespective of that, like you have to know
No,
what
bro,
to
you
say
know
and
what
when
it
to
is
say
to speak back. I think people downplay that too much.
What?
You can't. Yo, he English is like his third or fourth language.
Okay.
Yeah, but the issue was a mistranslation. He made a choice. Regardless of the language, he made a choice to say what he wanted to say. It's not about how he worded it. It's the fact that he actually decided to do that.
It's not about
hold on, wait. Let's get it straight. I'm gonna be honest. I don't give a fuck that he said what he said this time. I don't care. I really don't mind because
it depends.
When I started the other day saying sarcastically, facetiously, Maresca out. I'm dead serious. I like Maresca, but I'm willing to him to go out and say what needs to be said and get fired to expose what's going. Because you know who I like more than Maresca? The fucking club. I like the club better than Maresca. So if it's going to take a manager to say these dickheads don't know what they're doing, then let them say it. So then the next person,
exposing though.
So then let me finish. So then the next person they bring in has to work. Remember,
it doesn't though.
Big up Saul. Let me read this.
What do you mean it doesn't? So they're gonna keep their job?
Jim, let me read this.
Irrespective of that, whether or not it does or not.
But then we gonna know who the problem is then.
Let me read this super chat. Hold on, Coach. Let me read the super chat because it goes into what you just said. It goes into what you just said.
It will never be a question of who the problem is.
Big up Saul, yeah. It says if Maresca gets sacked, the cycle will repeat and will go again. The only way we get back to the top is if the clowns go. Yeah, we are a top 4 team until then. Rob, what's your take on that, bro? Because you say that the STs are the best in the world. You say that we've got the best recruitment in the world. You know, what's your take on that super chat, bro? And Maresca as well.
No, I don't know. For me, part of me believe this saga. Part of me says it's just pure cinema that everybody's playing because 5 days ago he was a very unpopular figure at Chelsea because people were upset about the Atalanta result, the Leeds result, the Bournemouth and all that. And then today, after a couple of press conferences, all of a sudden he's back into the good graces of fans. So, maybe that's a bit of PR work. I don't know, from Chelsea, because it's not lost on me that all the journalists, the Matlaw, the Nizar, and all those guys, they all came with the same brief. That's all pro Maresca. Or Maresca does not trust, or you want the same support that Amarin gets, and how the same support that Arteta gets, and all that stuff. And at the end of the day, is you knew what you were signing up for. You knew that the club you were signing up for.
What does that mean?
Policy.
What does that
mean? You knew the recruitment policy.
I want him to explain what does that mean, because that's just a generic saying.
You knew.
He's about to explain.
What does that mean?
Can I explain it?
Yeah.
You came here. You knew we had 2 sporting directors. You know the previous manager lost his job partly because he didn't get exactly what he wanted. Right? You agreed to take that job.
So hold on, Rob. How you don't know they breaking promises they gave him? How you don't know that?
How you know they are?
I don't know.
Well, exactly. So he knew.
But he's speaking out for a reason, right? We're trying to figure out why he's speaking out.
But Jim, let's go back a little bit. Let's go back a little bit. Let me
speculate because you don't know.
You speculate. You said he know what he signed up for. You don't know what the fuck he signed up for.
Let me give the context.
Chelsea under Clear Lake, under the 2 sporting directors.
Rob, let me give the context.
Which is focused on young players.
Rob, let me give the context, right? Because CAA Mafia, again, people, the chat today, you lot are doing your thing because you're putting some really good points which are leading into different things that we're talking about, right? He says the SD's question is rotation and subs. He threw a tantrum. Yes. We all questioned him. Now, Jim, what Maresca came out and said is that, I'm paraphrasing now because I ain't got the quote here, but he said in the past 48 hours, this is the least support I've had from the club or whatever, right? He said the fans are brilliant. So reading between the lines, he's not talking about support from the fans, yeah? They've asked him again today, what did you mean by that? What's kind of the hierarchy? He basically said, I said what I said, and he doubled down. He's not changing what he said. And now there's more coming out saying that he's being a micromanager and stuff. But going back to the past week, right? A lot of us, not just people on this panel, a lot of us have questioned the decisions that he made against Leeds. He came out himself and held himself accountable, saying, "Yo, I made mistakes. I shouldn't have started Tosin. I should have started Josh. Blah 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 blah."
Okay.
All of that.
So
yeah.
Hold on. Stanley and Stewart the ones that come down and say something to him? Who the fuck are they?
I don't know, but I'm setting the scene, bro. I'm setting the scene. against Bournemouth, I don't think the in-game management was great in that game either. And then against who do we play? Atalanta. I'm sorry, I thought that in-game management was one of the worst I've seen from Maresca. So at the minute, let's be real. We have been criticizing him as a fan base in terms of the decisions that he's been making. And what I'm getting from this, reading between the lines, is that someone in the board, whether it's Ekbali, whether it's Todd Bowley, whether it's Winston, whatever his fucking name is, Stewart, all these guys here, yeah. One of those guys have said, "Yo, what was the reason for starting Chalobah right back? Why didn't you start Josh? Why did you take off Enzo and bring Gusto on?" They are asking him the same questions that we did. I don't need to be a genius to know this. We can read between the lines.
Yeah, right. That's assumptions. I don't know about
that. But that's what they said, though, Jim. He said he's being questioned about his decision making, right? Yeah. And he said the past 48 hours is the worst support I have had. So we can only go off of the games we've had recently. Because, Jim, if we had won the past 3 games, this would not be happening. We would not be hearing this. I highly doubt Maresca would come out saying this if we had won 3 games in a row, or we won 2 and we dropped points.
You know, the funny thing is, though, with all that, though, like, it's the time and place, though, too, because you're talking about these sporting directors. They question him after 2 or 3 a week of performances which is subpar. This is what he's talking about, support. He's like, listen, I've gotten us to this point right now, right? This is where we are right now. And then after 3 performances, you're coming down here, which is not really your domain, coming and questioning what I'm doing on the pitch. Yeah, it's not their domain. Their job is to get the players for him to their domain. Their domain is to get the sporting directors are responsible for the staff getting the players into this. They don't make X's and O's. They don't make decisions on X's and O's, who starts and who doesn't.
No, they don't. But
exactly my point. So then there's no reason for them. No, then right to question. There's no reason for them to then finish. There's no reason for them to question what he's doing. Then there's absolutely no reason then, because that's not their domain. That's why he's saying that he did not get support from the club, because if he was getting support and back, they wouldn't be talking to him. They wouldn't be questioning his decision making. His job is what's going on the pitch. Not they can't be coming in there into the dressing room. Oh yeah, so why isn't this guy playing? Where's Facundo? Where are all these? Like, that's not their job.
Yeah, but that's how the club operates.
It's not how it operates. No, it's not how it operates.
Let him land.
Managers sitting around micromanaged by the sports director.
He goes into the locker room.
Land your point and we'll go to ads.
After every game, he goes into the locker room with the owners and the sporting director and give a debrief on the game, on the management, and all that. It happens every game. It's not the first time it happened.
You understand, a debrief is completely different from being told what you're supposed to be doing, though, right?
If the sporting director, right? If the sporting director brought you, Hato, who they rate highly, and then the single
you love him as well.
Why shouldn't they ask you, why aren't you not using Hato?
He ain't ready.
What they're the one that scouted. They scouted, so they have every right to ask you a question. Now, if you give them a logical answer, that because of A, B, C, and D, that's fair. But they have every right to ask you questions.
Yeah, that's fine. You're right. Again, Rob, you're right. Rob, you're right in that sense, right? Sporting directors, people in the club are right to ask questions. Again, we are wannabe analysts here talking about the game. We're fans, we're supporters. We ask our questions too, right? So people are allowed to ask questions. But again, I feel like if there's meetings in place where these questions can be asked, that's fine. Now, if they are criticizing him and, let's say, undermining him, then of course the manager is entitled to feel, why are you undermining me? Surely you should be supporting me, because again, he's come in and he's brought us success. He's brought us 2 trophies and he hit the target of getting top 4. And he can himself criticize and undermine the sporting directors and be like, what, have you guys done your job properly? Because again, we all sit here and criticize the other other than Rob. Rob's happy with the window, but for me, we were all critical of the window. Again, I called it a 4 out of 10 window. Right now I grade it a 3 out of 10 window. So again, if I feel like that, maybe Maresca feels like that too. Maresca's like, if you're going to undermine me for my tactics and my in-game management, then why am I not going to be critical of you guys for giving me this squad, which again, I feel like isn't good enough for this football club? Maybe Maresca feels the same way too. So we have to take these things into account. Again, ultimately, Maresca shouldn't have said what he said, because he didn't need to come out and do that, because again, he turned what was just going to be a nice normal weekend for us into a bit of drama, which didn't need to happen, right? But again, I'm also happy that he did it, because again, I'm here for the drama. I'm here for these situations actually being talked out, because ultimately it's right. Again, he is right. If he's actually thinking what I'm saying, right, which is that these sporting directors have let us down, which I believe, then of course he's right to feel that way. Because again, this squad ultimately isn't good enough to do what I want us to do, which is to challenge for the league. It's not good enough. So he would be right to feel a way about that.
Do we all have jobs
100%.
Here? That's what it comes down to. Do we agree with every decision our boss make?
No, we don't. It's not about.
Yeah, we don't.
agreeing with
I don't
everything.
agree with every decision that Maresca makes.
Because your boss made a decision you didn't agree with.
Yo, he asked for a center
So
back.
what?
They told him no. That's all
Mhm.
I gotta say.
And the reason why we couldn't is because
Yeah,
of restrictions, and those restrictions are because of the bad squad
Exactly.
planning of these freaking directors.
That's that. What Ads just said. That
Yeah, hold on,
Drop the
they
mic,
were
Ads.
resting
Drop
for.
the mic.
It's the Roman
Yes,
era.
you
Drop the mic,
dropped the
bro.
mic,
bro,
Ads.
these
You
constraints
said it
are
all,
to do this with the self-snitching, bro, because we self-snitched on the whole Roman thing, bro. That's what's affecting
Yeah,
us.
it has nothing to do with
It's got nothing to do with this, bro. It's
Oh, yes, it does have to do. Because you know what else?
Oh, it's because of the
They signed
self-snitching, bro. That's where it came from.
Bro,
That's why we
bro,
signed better.
Go read up on it. Go read up on it. It's to do with the
Yo,
self-snitching.
bro,
That's why
they
you ain't
spent
got-
55 million and 40 million in Garnacho and fucking Giddens.
Literally.
We
Yeah,
had
and
money to
what
spend.
point are you
Stop
making?
acting like we didn't
What
have
point
money
are you
to
making?
spend. We spent it. Yo, we
The
had money to
constraints come from
spend.
the
We
self-snitching,
spent
Jimmy.
it
Go do some
bad.
research on it.
Are you the one that decided who spent it bad? Are you the one that decides that?
Who?
But we're seeing the evidence that we spent it bad. Who that we
watching
spent
it.
this summer is performing.
Garnacho, Giddens,
So we need a left winger. You think we shouldn't have spent a dime on the left winger?
We should have spent it
90 million
better.
on
That's
the
the point.
No, you don't mind that we spent it. You just wanted to spend on the player that you want. That's the only difference.
No, Rob. Going into the window, most of us weren't happy with Gittins and Garnacho. So we were going into the window saying we're not happy with this. And look at the evidence. They've not been good enough. They've not been good enough.
I agree they've not been good enough, but they just got here. You are making conclusions like, oh, these players will never be good.
How do you want to make it hard?
Good enough.
Guys, they don't want to do that in 6 months.
You're missing the point. You're missing the point, bro. You're missing the point, right? These guys have a habit of gambling, broski. Yeah. Instead of going for guys who are just ready now, they would rather go the. It's like, bro, you could take one route, one bus to work. You decide to take the one bus that goes the other way and the other way.
Yeah,
you're gonna
take a transfer.
Well, you can take it a long way. Yeah. Why do you want to take the long route when you can literally go and get? I don't give a fuck what you think about Rodrigo, because you told me in the group chat Garnacho is better than Rodrigo, which is blasphemy in itself.
Oh
right?
man, get the fuck out.
I don't care what you think about Rodrigo. Yeah, Rodrigo would be a good player in this team, bro. He would suit this.
What evidence do you have to prove that Rodrigo will be better?
No, because I watch how he plays, and I believe that he would suit.
I watch how he plays too.
Team, bro.
And he's got 0 goals in 30 games.
In this team, bro.
How? What evidence do you have, Count? He can't hack it in La Liga.
I don't even rate him as much
in La Liga.
But Rodrigo is a better.
He can't hack it in La Liga.
Rodrigo is a better football player with my 2 eyes than Garnacho with Giddens and Garnacho combined. I watched it.
He's more pleasing to the eye. I agree. He's more pleasing to the eye. Is he more effective?
Not pleasing to the eye. A better football player, more intelligent, more skilled.
No, he's not more intelligent.
More talented.
No, he's not. He's not more effective.
I'll just say that though. Real quickly, I'll just say this. No,
He's
not for the
not
price
more
point. Is
effective
all
than
I'm
Garnacho.
saying. Not for the price point.
Again, I agree with that too. Again, you know what, wait. Man, listen, Jimmy's earlier point about like again why he would want to see Maresca sacked, just so that we can expose the sporting directors. Right? I hear the logic behind that, because again, ultimately, we're going to be better if these sporting directors change their transfer strategy. For me, it's clear that okay, it's good signing younger players and all that, but eventually we got to get to a point where we signed more experienced guys, more guys who are going to come in, and it's not going to be the excuse of he's only 21 or he's adapting to the league. No, fuck all that. We want guys who are going to come in and give us instant impact and take us closer to winning a league title. And we didn't do that this summer. So of course, America's mad about that. He's entitled to be mad about that. Of course he is.
And
you can be mad about that, but we can also
they already setting us up for a wash, rinse, repeat. I want y'all to pay attention. And I want somebody to mark this down. On the 15th day of the month of December, this is what they're already setting us up for. And this is why I stopped gassing it up. Quinda, Angelino, Sar, Omega. That's what they're getting. It's wash. Oh, we know for sure all 4 of them are coming next year. What do they do for this squad? Not a fucking thing.
So Jimmy, you might be right. Jimmy, you might be right. I actually agree. I think you might be right. But again, we saw in the summer that there was a potential for them to actually change the transfer strategy. Again, we saw them linked to Maignan, and that didn't work out. We saw last summer we were actually linked to Elise. That's a sign that everybody here would have been happy with, but it didn't work out because of the wages, right? So
didn't work out.
And that's exactly that. So my point is hopefully at some point the transfer strategy changes, because you're right. Again, having two head chefs is crazy. These guys haven't got winning experience. It's all mad. It's not working out right now. But eventually, it's got to change. Otherwise, we're gonna lose Palmer. We're gonna lose Caicedo. If people were Enzo, we're gonna lose Enzo too.
Let me read this super chat. Let me read this super chat. Yeah, hold on. Let me read the super chat. Big up JC. It says it's clear what Maresca complained about. It can also be about the endless hate he got on social media for the last 48 hours from people like you.
It wasn't about fans. It wasn't about the fans. Why would he care? Why would he say that?
He said it's not the fans. I don't know why people even speculating. He said it's not the fans. I love the fans. He didn't say it's not the fans. I love the sports directors. Nah, he said
exactly. Let me read this as well. Yeah, we've got a bit of news here from Unstein. So latest in Maresca, it says, perhaps something said in meetings recently after matches, in particular Atalanta. You see, Atalanta. People say, "How do you know, Don?" Bro, those everyone criticized that in-game management against Atalanta. It was pathetic. Wherever you think of the window, it was pathetic, right? That people didn't, that Maresca didn't like. A dim view is expected to be taken should Maresca continue more of these public comments. No suggestion his position is under doubt, and they've always been backing him. Yeah. Chelsea are not coach-led; they are club-led. And the sporting directors are in control of this.
Exactly.
Maresca decided to hire Mendes earlier this year to represent him, right? No major business in January, focused on summer targets. Yeah. Reviewing Maresca in the summer.
I heard everything I needed.
And more trophies this season. So, bro, right now, what it sounds like to me, stop talking and your job's safe. Just keep winning. You keep talking like Conte, you're out of this bitch.
Let the football do the talking. Let the football do the talking.
Speak up, Maresca. Speak up.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let his football speak up.
These directors ain't win shit until he got here. Give a fuck what y'all say. That's what he can say.
Because he brought Cole Palmer, he brought Caicedo, he brought Enzo. He brought his own player.
Listen what I said. Because they was there before he got there. Every fucking body you named was there before he got. Rob, everybody you named was there before he got there.
Joao Pedro wasn't here.
We won when he got here.
Joao Pedro, he brought Joao Pedro in. He brought Joao Pedro in by himself.
That's a fact. You can say what the fuck you want. All those players you named was here.
When did we buy Joao Pedro?
We won when he got here.
What Pedro got to do with it? I don't understand why you bring up Joao
We
Pedro.
won when he got here.
No, this is the narrative that Jimmy's spewing.
Shut the fuck up.
We had a fantastic
when he got here.
No chance of winning until
that's the fact. We won.
We won the club. We won the Conference League without Joao Pedro.
Yeah,
that he shouldn't.
No, I'm talking about the Club World Cup.
Yeah, but we won 2 trophies with Maresca, though. And like, I think you should probably just stick with the players that were there for both, right? Rather than just trying to like piggyback on.
Don't try to pick Joao Pedro.
Joao Pedro was massive into him winning the Club World Cup. That's
Joao Pedro came in at the last few games. What about the first few games? Was he there?
No, and Joao Pedro was key. Let's not change things. He was key. He was key in us winning.
That's not what the fuck. I don't need nobody to tell me I was at all the fucking games.
What's your point there?
Wasn't there in the first few games. I ain't had no problem with that then. Joao Pedro came when we were already moving on. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, putting it all on Joao Pedro again, just to big up the sporting directors is a bit too much. Again, we're not going to say that we're not going to act like they've only signed duds. Of course, they not only just signed duds, but our point is that the ratio should be higher for us to sign for them to be signing better players. Yeah, 100%.
My bad.
Great finish. Great finish for something that we should have freaking signed, by the way. Something that we should have been signing.
There we go.
This is the whole point. More G than a certain winger couch, but we'll get into it.
I'm realizing one thing. It's no longer Kudus. No, it's not Kudus that you're one anymore.
What's wrong with? I love Kudus.
Wait, Andrew.
What's he doing at Spurs?
Can I just say something?
Go on.
I'm not. I think.
Who just played for Tottenham?
Hang on. Sorry, Jimmy. Let me just say. I think recruiting. If you want to recruit young players, it's fine. You can do it a hell of a lot better than what they've been doing. Okay, we've seen it now with different teams in the Premier League. where they recruit their recruitment of like player. You know, I always bring up that, like especially our defenders. We can do their recruitment in defence has been atrocious in their centre backs. It's been absolutely poor. I know Couch doesn't like Badia Shield, so I'll name.
Oh my God!
But,
oh my God! Don't get Couch started on that shit.
What I'm saying is this: it could be done a hell of a lot better by a better one person, not two. One person can do this job. Doesn't need two people or the 6 or 7 or Joe Shields or whatever the fuck they want to.
You know what the irony is. You know what the irony is, Andrew.
I would say, listen. There's no reason. I don't care what the price would have been. I know we would have paid more. There's no reason why we couldn't get players like an Ndai, like a Lacroix, like all these other players that have gone to these other smaller clubs. Rob,
you know what the irony of it is? The irony of it is these man, the sporting directors, the same way Maresca likes to overcomplicate things at times, it's the same way they like to overcomplicate things as well, bruv. Yeah. These sporting directors overcomplicate things too fucking much, bro. To try and we're gonna be the smarter ones. We're gonna be this. There's certain signings they've made that I fuck with, right? We're not looking at Durant.
I'm gonna go with this.
There's certain guys that I like. Hold on, Couch. There's certain guys that I like. I like the signing of Sarr. I like the signing of Anselmino and these sort of guys. But why are you bringing Gittins, a squad player? Why are you bringing Gittins with Garnacho? That don't make no sense.
It doesn't. The combination don't match.
It don't make sense.
They had to pick one of them and then get somebody established. Pick one of them. Pick Garnacho or pick Gittins and then get somebody established.
I always evaluate the work of the sporting directors on hit-miss ratio. Like we can't just judge this window where pretty much all of them are duds. Bar Hato, I think he's gonna be fire. But
why isn't he playing, bro?
I'm just gonna leave it there. I think he's fine. But we'll see. But for me, it's always gonna be hit to miss ratio. Like we look at the body of their work, and we look at the staff that they've assembled. Is it a staff that can win the Premier League?
Nope.
Probably not. I think Andrew hit it right on the head. I don't think we've bought one decent center back under this reign. Not one.
Our best one's from Cobham, and he's injured.
We're yet to sign a centre back from Maresca. Do you know how mad that is, bro?
That's
crazy, bro. He begged for one. I'm trying to tell you. Yo, look, let me show you. This is the last thing I'm gonna say because I gotta cut real quick. Bro,
we'll finish off after this.
He literally, like, and Maresca don't even like that type of manager. Yo, he threw Badia Shield and West Fofana right next to the transmission and the fucking engine. When he said, we played West in the middle. Remember that? We played Badia Shield in the middle. Remember that? And then he even said, the only one I got left is Tosin. In the moment, we was thinking like, oh, he's saying no. I think he was saying, the only shit I got left is that tall piece of shit back there. Get me a center back. See, now when I think about it, he was dissing all three of them.
Yep.
He was telling you all three of them not good enough. I misread it. He was like, yo, I got West who can't do it. I got Badia Shield who can't do it. And the only one I got left is
Jimmy. And you know why when that story about the Sassy was back in the training squad.
Yes.
He went, no, he's not. He's just trying to get fit. So he don't make him.
Honestly, you know what's funny, Andrew? You know what's funny?
Disassy's back.
That moment.
Rob said Disassy was back.
Yo. Honestly though, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real about it. I'm gonna be real. There was a moment like after that Tosin debacle, that Tosin like disaster class, where I was like, "Yo, man, just bring back the Saucy, man. This is killing me." And then ads posted what the Saucy was doing in U21. I'm like,
bro, it's so much, and that's why I'm saying people. Yeah, let me read the super chat. Big up Nines. We finish up with this, right? He says City got Hugo Viana. Go look at who scouted at Sporting. Liverpool got Edwards. We know his talent. ID. Arsenal got Bert. Name who Win Stanley have scouted. Rob.
Gusto, Estaval, Cole Palmer, João Pedro, Caicedo, Penda. I mean, I can go on, but
he's the one that scouted Caicedo from Ecuador. To be fair, it's him.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
but the ratio overall isn't good. The ratio isn't good.
that's what I'm saying. They it's so simple to see what the team needs, and they keep trying to overcomplicate things, which is just frustrating. Me, I'm not gonna when the window's shut. That's why, bro. When people say, "Oh, I'm backing these sporting directors," bro, if you actually listen to me, I criticize them a lot. I crash it on them.
I got a lot, man. But love, good show, man.
Big up. But now we'll finish now, innit? Big up, Jimmy. Yeah. But what I'm not gonna do is keep talking about the same thing when the window is shut and we can't change anything. I have to talk about what we've got, and that's the squad. That's the reality. It's the squad that we've got. That's what I will talk about. And then when the window opens in January, the summer, we go again, bro.
No.
But we'll finish up there anyway.
Done. We've already previewed. We've already previewed the summer window. It's Amiga, Saar, Penders, Quinda.
And the reason why that is the case is because we have to sell to buy.
Exactly.
We don't have any sellable assets.
Forget that.
And then on top of that, but like even all of that, everything that was already been mentioned, all of that is still the result of poor planning from the sporting directors.
Exactly.
So irrespective of where we are, like that's the excuse now. We can offer that as an excuse. Like, well, we can't do what we're supposed to do because we don't have the ability to do it because of these restrictions. But those restrictions were put in place because of the sporting director's poor work.
Yeah,
that's the issue.
This is a lie, by the way. DHL, this is incorrect.
It's not because of Roman's poor work.
Bro,
it's because of what's
they can't sell hotels. That's why they couldn't sell hotels.
They literally could. Yes, they could.
The UEFA constraints go back to the self snitching, bro. What was found with Roman, bro?
No. It's based on they could not sell. The only reason why we made the PSR claim,
the hotels. Yeah, you're right.
Because we sold the hotels. Those don't apply to UEFA, so we're over on UEFA.
Of course, but I'm saying that the constraints that have been put on the club, right? This is our payback for self-snitching, bro. That wasn't gonna just go away. They had to give us a penalty. This is the penalty that we've got. These constraints that we've got right now.
I'm pretty sure that's a fine that they gave us for paying for that.
Nah, I'm pretty.
Dude, they breached financial fair play. That's what it is. They breached financial fair play.
It's over 3 years. It's over 3 years. It's the 3 previous.
You know what I'm saying? You are United 2-1. Fuck off, man. Jolting. I'm pretty sure, Couch. I'll look it up.
I'm telling you, because we breached financial fair play.
I'll send you some of the articles on the Athletic. I'm pretty sure it's because of that.
Patriots, man. You got
you know what I'm saying, man.
Brendan Sanchez. Remember those days? Patriots, Brendan Sanchez, bring him back.
That's the only thing me and you can agree on, Rob. I remember that.
Oh my God, this guy's awful.
Hey, Andrew, man, let the people know where they can find you, Andrew, man. What you got lined up this week?
So I'll probably be on because everyone forgets we've got Cardiff tomorrow, guys. Quarterfinal League Cup. So
we didn't even preview that part.
We didn't discuss that, but I'm sure there'll be multiple changes, and I'll be graced with the presence of watching bonus snatches for at least 60 minutes tomorrow. So I'm sure that'll be on there, but I'll be on the terrace. Probably if there's a thing tomorrow, and then Chels has been very quiet the last couple of weeks. You know what I mean? Maybe he's doing his Christmas shopping, but I'm sure he'll do a preview or something like that, because we've got Newcastle Saturday lunchtime, which is a massive, huge game for us. But yeah, I'll be on there. But look out. Essentially, I tweet while I'm not on. Because I'm watching it at the time. So
big up, man. Big up. How about you, Rob? Hey, Alexis wants to chat to you, so I'm going to have to get your availability for another little show with Alexis and that. What have you got lined up? Wednesday. I'm telling him Wednesday. He said he's free. If you're free Wednesday, we'll run something up.
Wednesday, yeah. My Wednesday.
We'll run it up then, because he wants to...
Are you moving over to Twitch with Alex Goldberg now to annoy him on Twitch? Like you did?
Yeah. I probably will be there and annoying him on Twitch.
No more playback. But bro, what have you got lined up this week, bro?
No, I'll be on Twitch with Alex probably, during the week. I might hop on with Chels if Chels is streaming, but other than that, man, I'm cool. I'm just, giving my unbiased and objective videos on Twitter.
Big up, man. Big up. Couch, how about you, bro? Anything? Yeah, you put a review out, right, for the game?
No, I didn't, man. It was my youth's birthday this weekend, so.
Oh yeah.
On that all weekend, but I'll do one for Newcastle, I guess, if I can find the time. But just keeping it simple. There wasn't really much to discuss about that game, anyways. To be honest, tactically, at least, so just kind of allow it.
Yeah. Big up anyway, man. But people, listen, I've redirected to
Dan Potts. Make sure that you lot go check them out. Race for Europe, people. I know a lot of people have gone to watch the game, but if you're still active right now, make sure that you lot are there. Big up the mods every single time, man. Big up Pear. Great show. Yeah, it was an amazing show, man. It's another brilliant show. We had a top show last time. Today was good as well. 2 hours and that. You know. Big up TTM as well. Yeah, you could have gone on for another 45, bro. For real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I knew it was gonna be a mad show.
Yeah.
But in a bit, man. Tomorrow we must love.